Welcome back to Technically Broken, everybody. Thank you for tuning in on whatever you do tune in on. A lot of you listen on Apple Music, which is pretty dope. Amazon, whatever. Update, we are now officially on Spotify.
Hell yeah,
nice,
dude.
Pretty
Yeah.
exciting, right?
We
Yeah.
are
So
making headways.
thank you again from the bottom of all of our black dumb hearts.
Yeah, we're hateful.
We're super appreciative of all of that. All you guys, I think we're up to like 18 listeners now. So hey, it's only up from here.
Yeah.
That's a lot of. Hey, that last episode, you said you were going to give handies back. That's a lot of handies.
I officially owe 18 hand jobs. So
Dude,
just
that's
hit me
a
up.
lot. Line the
My
fuck up,
Instagram
people.
is at Botar, B0TAR, and yeah, my Snapchat is also the same. So wink, wink. Anyways, I'm gonna pass this over to my co-host Mario.
What's up, everybody? Or wait, hey, everybody. It's Mario, whole baked cookie, whole baked kooky. Thank you guys, as Botar said. Thank you guys for coming and tuning in, checking it out, leaving comments, saying stuff or whatever, checking out the TikToks. Really appreciate it. Really pushing us forward to get people on, like our guest today, which we'll bring in a second. But first, our producer and becoming a technical director.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's me. It's Caleb the Hunted. I mean, anything you want to find me on. I mean, Twitch, Instagram, X as it is now,
Formerly known as Twitter.
Facebook. Yeah, formerly known as Twitter.
Grinder.
Yeah.
He's winking people.
That's a hard-ass
Yeah,
wink.
whoever's listening.
Who's really giving the hand jobs?
He's air quoting and winking. So
I don't know if I'm giving the hawk to later, but but yeah, if you want to find me on there, you can come chat and say hi, and we appreciate all you guys coming in, listening to us, and blab on about some stuff, and it's been a really good time so far. So without further ado, I'm going to bring us over to our guest, Ben.
yeah. What's up?
Well,
man?
guys, thanks for having me. I don't have any socials. I kind of live in a van down by the river.
Motivational speaker.
Down by the river.
Drag him out of it.
Foley.
I don't really want to be bothered with all the social stuff, but
Right
I'm
on.
definitely glad to be here with you guys, and congrats on making it onto Spotify. It's pretty fucking awesome.
Thanks,
man.
dude. Thank you.
It's
It's
pretty
so
exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see where it goes.
Yeah,
And
man.
Again, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, dude. This has been a fucking trip and trying
Always
to just
thanks for
line.
coming.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm gonna come.
I'm coming.
I'm gonna come.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. This has been kind of like always something that I've been wanting to do, talk to you and stuff, and we'll get into that shortly. I think I'm gonna throw it back to Caleb for a quick recap of episode 4.
Getting into the professional automotive and bigger diesel world. Yeah, absolutely.
Hate it.
You hate it. I mean, I hate to love it, love to hate it, and I mean, it's been an experience so far. You learn a lot, and it's never the same thing. It's never ever the same thing. It's always something different.
Yep.
And you meet a lot of, I'm gonna say interesting to keep this PG. Interesting people
We've said
because
fuck like 7 times. It's
Yeah,
already
yeah.
are.
fucking pieces of shit. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you'll get a lot of good people in it, but it's been interesting, and we'll see where it goes from here. I mean, it's just the start, and I'm gonna have to learn a lot. And
Yeah, man. It's not, like you said, it's not the same thing every day. It's probably a fucking puzzle piece, just trying to get through every day, just trying to figure out where shit goes and how it works. So.
right, you're
Either
either
way,
slammed or
Good
you're
on
either
you.
yeah.
Good on you for getting into it.
Yeah, and it's a weird day by day. It's like you're either slammed the entire day or you're working really hard for 2 hours and it's dead.
Yep, hurry up and wait.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But that's a quick recap on me, and maybe we'll get a little bit more in it later. But I'm gonna send it over to Ben and be like,
Well, before we get there, sorry, I also have an update because last episode we talked about specialty tools, and I got the 24 karat.
oh my God,
It came full circle.
Mario said it. Here, look at it.
It's on camera, guys.
he's got
So,
it.
Mario mentioned it, and I was like, "That's not real," and he goes, "It's real," and I went and I was like, "Yeah, this is I bought it." Anyways, sorry, Ben.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude, you had to. I think it was funny that you actually did and went and got it.
Yeah,
so hopefully you can get,
nostalgic.
hopefully you can get your spark plugs out with more efficient.
Only spark plugs,
Only spark plugs.
and maybe oil.
Yeah, man. But that was a quick recap of episode 4, and thank you all if you tuned in and watched that. But I think let's just get right into our guest, man. Ben,
boy.
yeah, you gotta,
Here we go.
you gotta bring us into your world, man. What is going on? What do you do? What did you? No, wait. Where did all this start? Right?
Yeah,
You
where
didn't
do
just
you want to start?
right. You didn't come out of the fucking crib.
How do
with
we
a
know?
wrench.
How do we know Ben?
Yeah, how do we know, Ben? Yeah,
Start with that.
yeah. Okay, you know what? Let's start there.
All right, I met Mario way back when, almost in diapers when we worked at the Autobahn. And let me tell you, was that a fucking ride?
Autobahn.
Back in my day.
There was never a dull moment there. And I'm
Yeah.
sure he'd like to elaborate on some of it as well.
Yeah.
But it was most definitely interesting. It was one of those get out of high school and you need some beer money kind of jobs. And then they put way too much responsibility on all us kids.
I'll drink to
And-
that.
She went pretty downhill, but we put a nice face on and made it look good.
Yeah. Yeah,
We
it
just
was
kept things going.
it was kind of a weird trip. Autobahn, for our listeners and viewers, is that's our local racetrack. As in, that's where the local kart track scene is in like the Midwest and stuff. And it's called Autobahn Country Club. So we ended up meeting there, and you were kind of like doing kind of 2 gigs at once, right?
Yeah,
Like,
maintenance and then helping out at the car track when needed.
yeah. Which then transitioned into probably just being at the car track the whole time, because you ended up becoming the manager there for a
Yeah,
while.
because Ben was not very trustworthy. I
The
think
other Ben.
yeah, the lesser Ben.
Yeah, the other Ben at the track at the time.
Ben inferior.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, he'd sit in his car and pout and cry a little bit.
Yeah,
Was
it
that
was.
the guy that was super emotional about everything?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he literally he
That's what
cried.
you do when
he
you
drive
a
the Mini
Cooper
Coupe?
as a man? Yeah.
Yeah, we don't
As a
gotta
boy.
talk. We don't gotta talk about that guy.
I'm not trying to
So,
talk shit. I'm just asking because, like,
He is
for
irrelevant.
clarification,
Yeah,
But yes, the same one.
different, right?
and
different
also for anybody that doesn't know, it's like carts. You know,
yeah, go karts, like pro karts.
Yeah.
They're race karts.
Yeah.
People think
Nitro
about
karts and shit
like
like that,
yeah,
too.
like
Not haunted trails.
not
No,
on
by
right.
any means.
These things don't have big rubber bumpers on them. There is rental carts there now. Like we actually developed all that. We'll probably talk about it here in a second.
Got no
But-
credit, but
Yeah, I got no credit for building
you
what
guys
the place
really
became.
did build that place up though.
Yeah,
Because when
it is.
you first started, when I know you first started, it was like kind of a shit show for a while.
Yeah.
And then you and Ben got things like pretty organized,
Yeah.
and then when Ben left, it started falling apart, and you're like,
Yeah, yeah, because you ended up leaving, and then
Oh,
I
yeah.
followed suit. Pretty
I
much.
left quick.
Yeah, and I don't blame you, man. It was, I don't know, it was just hard to deal with some of the situations and the positions you were put in.
Yeah.
And it's because we realized, like, at the time, it's like other people had different goals than we did.
Right.
And
I had an awesome idea to make the track public, a couple nights a week maybe,
yeah,
and then I quit. And
and guess what they did?
lo and behold, now they're open to the public.
That was your idea?
Making millions.
Yeah, he wanted to.
I mean, I've brought it up numerous times.
yeah.
Ben, were you there? And I think I asked Mario this earlier. Were you there when I almost killed a child?
At the track?
Yeah.
allegedly.
Possibly.
When
Yeah.
he spun out in turn 1, and I almost...
Who's when Justin was still there?
Oh, I don't know.
Dude, we were coming... I was out on...
It was a little kid,
It was a little tiny, like...
Were you on a cart?
Yeah.
You were in the
we
rentals.
We were out in the rentals, and he was going, and he whiffed turn 1 and spun out right in the middle of turn 1.
I don't think I was there for that.
And I was on the inside. He went from the outside, spun in, and spun into the
I
inside.
feel like you were in the shop or
I
something.
think I was there for that.
You might have been. Yeah.
Because we were,
you were racing with us.
Yeah, we were all
Yeah.
racing together.
And I came
And
in
you're like,
hot into turn 1.
Did you quit by
I
then?
might have quit by then.
Oh, man. I ended up
Really?
coming
I
in.
think that was the season that Mario was the manager.
Was
it might have been.
'Cause Justin. Yeah, I guess because Justin was never manager. I guess
So-
it might have. I thought you were there for
I
sure.
don't know. I don't think so.
Well, you've seen you've seen a fair
Oh,
share of
yeah.
people like get hurt.
I watched a girl go under a chain link fence because
God.
upper management said, no, you need to let her get on the go-kart. And I said, I don't know if this is a good idea. We'll just shove more padding and jackets behind her seat.
yeah.
Or behind her back in the seat.
And you ended
I
up
was like,
jamming like coats.
I don't
and-
think so. And then the ambulance, did the ambulance show up that day?
They were there because safety's there. Remember? So
Yeah,
they
and I
showed
think
up.
It might have been
yeah.
a motorcycle race.
Yeah,
day.
motorcycles were there. So
We were in the paddock, completely unsafe, not clean ground, no grip on the
Man.
tires.
that was like a
And
wild.
that poor
west.
little girl flew underneath the chain link fence and got stuck at her head.
Yeah, And you know they're wearing helmets, so like you can imagine as she went under the fence. And this is like obviously this was a Wild West kind of situation of the go-kart track. It was they like in the sense of like they didn't know what was doing like to do
It was
and
the stepchild.
yeah, like right. And we were trying to
Nobody
figure it out for them, and you know you can only speak so much till you're blue in the face about how you think and how you believe shit should go.
Right.
But like I don't know, sometimes you got to play ball. And that was one of those crazy times where it was like, told you so, but
I'll be the
know.
first to tell you who got in trouble for it.
But yeah, no.
Ben did.
Like,
Yep.
that kid whiffed it in turn 1, and I was hauling ass into turn 1 because I was on his ass the entire race. And he whiffed it, and he went sideways on the bottom of the track, and I tried to go around him because he spun out on top.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then went down.
Yep.
And I almost full broadsided his ass, and I just cranked the wheel and just side to side him. I was like,
It'll teach you not to suck.
And I just see eyeballs in this kid's helmet, like,
Oh, I bet.
oh!
So,
And I just hear Justin on like, because I think he was running the flag.
Probably.
Was just, oh!
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
Starter stand.
that sounds like the starter stand that was leaning over, held up
yeah.
by 2x4s
Rotten wood.
and flagpoles. Like,
Hopes and dreams.
yeah,
basically.
it was such a Wild West moment.
And it
but
was sad because they were me and Mario's hopes and dreams. Nobody else cared.
yeah, we really tried to
You
transform
guys
that
busted
place.
your asses
Yeah,
there.
I
Really.
was rebuilding motors weekly because they would just fucking blow up or
Right.
or whatever, and
need
then that's when we
refill
had Remos. And-
No, I'm
yeah,
good right now.
You good?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. We were pulling weaves out of sprockets and
Yeah, that was.
You grabbing
pretty
one?
I don't even want to say
grabbing
that.
What do you want?
Get a drink?
Either one.
Yeah, give me one, man. But yeah, it was just crazy situations, and you know, it was just. I guess when people were trying to formulate. Oh, push. Sorry, excuse me.
everybody loves a good bush.
Everybody,
Bush.
light, please. I don't like mine.
I go heavy.
Yeah.
He gets the lattes. Oh, what the fuck? That shit just got down here. I didn't even see it.
Oh,
that's magic.
So I remember, just to get back, I remember racing that day or a day with you. It was me, you, Chewy, and Mario was manager. And I just remember fucking every time Chewy went in the dip, his ass would scrape the ground. Because he was like barely over the weight limit of those carts. And
Dude, he's a
Not
big
barely over. He was on the limit.
yeah, so he.
And those, yeah.
It was, but all in all, it was for us as like outside perspective, it was super fun. I remember going with Mario to work a few times, a handful of times, helping move carts or whatever, and then just being like, he was like always in a bad mood because nobody gave a shit about the kart track, but yet they had all these high expectations for the kart track, but yet they still didn't know what to do with the kart track.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I went public, you were pissed because they did it like the most wrong way you could.
Ben
do
had
it.
the good. That's where Ben
over the
would've-
shoulder. There you go.
There we
Hell
go.
yeah.
That's where, guys. It's a drinking game. Get your beers out. Get your
Yeah.
drinks out. Do a shot.
Every time I say fuck, you got to do a shot.
New feature on Technically Broken.
Yeah. No, that was true. I believe, man, if you would have stuck around that time, it would have been just a different. I don't know what.
And I wouldn't have been that expensive. That's the problem. Just
Yeah, it would have been
give me
just
a
an
little bit of
update.
retirement, some insurance,
Yeah, it was just.
Insurance for sure.
a few
was-
bucks more an hour.
You know, it's just a goofy thing, and I still love that place. It is still my home track. I still do a lot of work there.
Yeah.
I like and appreciate a lot of the people that
It's
I work
full
with.
of a ton of awesome people.
Right?
It
And-
really
But there's
is.
those few bad eggs that just really.
Yeah.
they spoiled a bunch, right? You know, like, I don't know, like back then, because now we're not there. You know,
No,
like
I look back, it was a great time.
it was
I
great.
had
It was a blast. We learned a lot. Obviously, we're still friends, and like I think you know what? Fuck it.
Who are you? Fuck you.
I don't know you.
Who's this guy?
Yeah.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
So you know what? I still love that place. We even still go back. You know,
Yeah,
it's like a
I
good
mean-
place to visit. There's rental carts there, and this isn't a plug, but like it's just fun, you know.
Right. It's
So-
fun to go back and see people quiver a little when they see me.
Did you,
It's
so
like,
did
oh
you get
shit,
in?
he's back.
So you got into the cart thing because like a summer job or whatever at first? and
Yeah, I
then-
started out on maintenance.
Okay.
And I had a blast on maintenance because I like fixing stuff.
Yeah.
So was maintenance just like overall track maintenance or
yeah,
cart
track and
maintenance?
facility maintenance.
Oh, okay.
So we took care of like all the landscaping. We were out there painting the apexes on the track and
Oh wow. Okay.
You guys built curbs,
yeah, built curbs. We
built
were
like runoff sections.
were you?
cutting grass.
Did
That
you
was my
help
favorite.
build when they added on to the new part of the track?
He was not. No, he was
No,
gone.
I was
Okay.
gone when the cart track
Yeah.
disbanded.
that was me. My initials are still in that cart track.
I did paint all those garages though by the cart track.
Oh yeah, you did. That's when
Yeah.
they had built. Remember when the trash panda got in that dude's
Oh,
like
that was
garage?
so much
So a
fun.
raccoon.
It was like Porsche or whatever.
Yeah, he landed on his Porsche and
I
banged.
can bring up a video. Of it.
Yeah, I think he's got a video. I might. I'm link it in the socials. Link it in the
One of
comments.
theirs,
down
'cause I don't have any.
Yeah.
Did the guy lose a car?
Yeah, but no, it was just funny because you talking about the garages that were put there next to the car track, and we remember seeing it. We were closing up shop for the day, and then a raccoon, like a fat ass raccoon, like this looked like a small dog,
It was a big
crawled
bitch.
into this guy's garage, and he didn't know what to do with it, and it ended up crawling on his tire rack. And you flung it with the broom on top of his Porsche, and I'm telling you, people would just boom. And then we like hockey swung it the fuck out of there. It was probably a rabbit. I wish it would have bit me. I would have got a fucking fat settlement.
No, you
But-
wouldn't.
No, they
They'd be
wouldn't.
like,
He would have
"You
just
don't work here."
died.
They would have dragged me.
Mario
full
would
out.
come home foaming at the mouth, afraid of water.
As a matter of fact, you got fired this morning.
But
Benefits
yeah,
what?
like good times, good stories.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, I think, and that goes to any of our listeners or viewers that like, I think if something doesn't mesh with you, don't like. I guess it's one thing to try. Like it's like almost like a 3-strike rule. Like you want to keep trying to fix shit. You want to keep trying in a relationship. You want to keep trying to fix a broken piece of shit. It doesn't matter if it's a gear pump, car, fucking truck, goddamn plumbing. Like. But at some point you're like, fuck this. It's just gotta start over. You gotta get the fuck out of there. And I think that's a good lesson to like. We were younger,
Yeah.
right? Like you just get the fuck out of there, or don't like get the fuck like leave, with reason and then
Amicably.
amicably. Thank you.
Yeah,
Don't burn the bridge,
Right.
because
Right.
you might
And-
need it later on.
Yeah, exactly.
As,
I did
as
leave.
sissy as this sounds, like as much as you love it, don't risk your mental health and like just your overall well-being for that job. Like
Yeah.
Right.
that's if you're gonna come home every day tearing your hair out, what's the point? I mean, it might be the best job in the world, and you might enjoy the shit out of it. But if it's just taking that toll on you, you're gonna have to find something else. Like
And it
don't.
goes the opposite way. If you absolutely hate it, leave respectfully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
if they ask you to do an exit interview, go ahead. Maybe you'll make it better for the next person.
Yeah,
you never know.
definitely.
Yeah.
Exit interviews are actually super important.
They are.
And
If
not
they pay
enough
attention.
places.
Shut up,
Not
manager. I don't want to hear your
Not
shit.
hey, I have not been allowed to do exit interviews because I go, I get it, and then they're like, you can't do
Bump
that.
on the way out.
I didn't do an exit interview
You're the
for
only
my
one I
last
like.
job. They burned the last final. I had a week or 3 days left of my 2-week notice.
Yeah.
And I was gone. And me and the supervisor just got into it. She was very prideful, very about herself. Like, I know what I'm doing. I've done this for years at different places. It's like, okay, but I've been in the thick of it for the last 2 years
Right.
and know how everybody works, what everybody's capable of. Like, don't come at me
No.
because I know what's going on. And I was a low form of management. Like, I wasn't a lead, but I was, like, right there at lead.
Right.
So it's like, I know what's going on. Please, like, listen to what I have to say because you've been here for 2 months.
Yeah, a different opinion could make a difference.
Yeah.
And just
Right.
like, it's just a side note. It doesn't even have to be take it for everything it's worth, but
Right.
I get what you're saying.
I don't
Yeah.
care
Just-
who you are, what position you're in. Everybody needs to respect everybody in a workplace.
Yeah,
Right.
agreed, man.
Respect my,
100%.
like, experience
Right.
Yeah.
of doing this.
There was a girl at my job once that worked there for like a month, and there was a kid there that was like so aggressive and mad all the time. He's like, "Fuck this place!" And he's like, "She's so slow." And he went up to her one day. He's like, "You print so slow. Wait till it's summer. You're never gonna make it." And she quit that day because
Damn.
she was just so like overwhelmed, and it was pretty sad because
kinda
she did a
shitty.
pretty good job.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I had choice words for him, but I kept them to myself because, yeah, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's like for me, it's like she got super prideful and I lost my head a little bit and I'm like, you know what? Just do what you got to do then. Leave me the fuck out of it. Like just do whatever the fuck
Yeah,
you
no.
want. And she's like, you know what? Go home. I'm like,
I
that's
coming
your
back.
mistake.
Yeah,
That's your mistake. I got 2 days left. Like, see ya.
I'll be
It's always
back
funny.
never.
yeah, exactly.
It's like,
That sucks, man. When you wish you could leave amicably, like you put in your 2 weeks and you try like to fucking even work it till the very end, and then at the end you still get shafted, and you're like,
So
why the fuck am I
we
even
have
putting in 2 weeks?
We have a policy, like it's kind of not really a policy, but it's like unspoken like habit. When people put in their 2 weeks, okay,
You just fire them.
Sometimes. Depends. It's situational. So
You had to
it's
fucking say it.
situational.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, get the fuck out of here.
There was this chick that was there a few years ago, and she put her 2 weeks in. And she's like, I got a better job. And like the new hire that she had to train, she was like talking shit to the new hire like every day. Like, this place is terrible. You're gonna have to deal with all this bullshit. Blah 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 blah. And the new hire was like, I'm gonna fucking leave. Like, I already hate it here, and I don't even know anything. And I looked at her, and I'm like, what is she telling you? And she's like, she told me all this shit. And I'm like, don't listen to her. She wants to poison you so you leave. And then we fired the original chick like that day. Said, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck, yeah,
It's
right.
situational. It's like, if you're acting like a bitch because it's your last 2 weeks, like, just go home. You know, you're not doing anybody anything.
Yeah.
And I ended up getting that one girl to stay for like 2.5 years, so it worked out.
Right.
Why'd she leave?
She ended up leaving because of the pandemic.
Oh,
So.
fair enough.
But like,
Affected people differently.
yeah, it just goes to show that like maybe talking to somebody can make a difference.
Right.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
or taking that extra second, that extra whatever. But I mean,
Anyways.
yeah. Anyways, that was like Autobahn and like. So that was like the intro. Okay, let's get back into the repair world. That was the intro. You were working at maintenance and
Oh, yeah.
and like you guys had to do wacky shit like cut grass or were you were
I
you
still
there when
all
you
of
guys
myself?
Did you have to fix the mowers if they broke?
To an extent.
to an extent? Right?
Yeah, sometimes we weren't really using like mowers. We'd have like a brush hog behind the John Deere.
Oh,
Like a
Jesus.
bat wings,
Yeah.
like bat wings and
No,
shit.
not bad wing. Just
Oh, just a
little-
big- just
yeah,
a big
brush
yeah,
hog
the
in the
big-
back.
yeah.
It's basically a grinder.
And when
Yeah.
that broke, it would require a little bit more than we had to offer.
Yeah, those things are not a fun
so-
thing.
But they told you to fucking fix it, and you're
Well-
like, we can't fucking like.
Yeah, and then we'd get a rental and usually keep that till that broke, and then we'd get our original one back.
That was maintenance, though. I mean, right?
Yeah.
You they gave you the bare minimum, and you had to make
Let
it
me
fucking work.
use these 3 zip ties and 2 rocks.
And it's some
It's
duct tape.
technically broken.
No duct tape. Actually, give that back.
Technically broken. Technically broken, people.
Spit
Yeah,
on it.
this is us. Zip ties on fucking muffs.
If it moves and it shouldn't, duct tape. If it doesn't move and it should, WD-40.
Yeah, right.
All right, off camera. We had to pull these little blowers around track, and I had like a Polaris Sportsman 500. It would do wheelies with the blower on the track. That may be the reason that broke
Dude, those
every time.
No, because I remember one of them broke, or was it after you left? They blew both of them up.
Oh yeah, they
Oh,
broke.
They
Jesus
blew them
Christ.
up. They told the one kid to run it in high, or run it in low.
Yeah,
And
that
I was
the
like,
rule.
what the fuck are you doing? The kid's trying to, I mean, he's going down the straightaway
Just
like
screaming
pinned.
at like 8 miles
Yeah,
an hour.
8 miles an hour, and this thing is, and for people that don't know about like racetrack stuff or like professional motorsport, you have to clean off the track. These big blowers, and you guys have probably seen them if you watch NASCAR or
A
maybe
lot of
Formula One.
landscaping.
Yeah,
They
like
use
lands.
them like the little blowers that
Yeah.
we used on the track. 'Cause
Yeah, but if not, we had you guys had the big ones, right?
No, we
Like,
couldn't
or-
afford that for some reason, even though.
Oh, I'm not talking about turbojet dryers, not the turbojets or nothing like that. But I call them big because they were big fucking
it's like a little leaf
squirrel
blower on a
cage.
trailer, basically.
It was a leaf, yeah.
We
They're
had a
like
single
squirrel
blower,
fan
which didn't do
cages.
much.
Were they all electric driven or hydraulic or?
No, they had a big like 24 horse Kohler motor.
Yeah, like a
So was
V-twin
it
on
like
it.
yeah, was it PTO driven then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, PTO belt driven.
What's
Belts would
PTO mean?
spin, power takeoff.
There you go.
So anything.
Please take off.
So anything, you would any application. So farm equipment, or like the tractor there, or you have anything industrial like construction would have PTO on it.
Yeah.
It's usually the rod that puts down the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Like,
Always
It's
does.
basically like a flywheel to the back.
yeah. It takes like actual engine or running power from the
Yeah.
motor and then transfers it to something else.
Usually like a transfer case or something.
Yeah.
yeah.
And they can be hydraulic driven. They can be driven by their own power source. Like you were saying, they had Kohler V twins on them or
Yeah.
whatever. Like big lawnmower fucking engine.
Right.
It wasn't fucking anything crazy. But you guys had to drag those, and that's like a blower. That's for like racetrack stuff. But it's very important for the racetrack. You need to make sure the racetrack is not covered in mud and shit and fucking
Especially with motorcycles.
yeah,
It's
motorcycles.
almost as bad as them grass
the
clippings.
tire particle fucking.
Yeah, rubber, the marbles.
Yeah, marbles,
Or
yeah.
we call them like sometimes the
Little
chicken,
worms.
like worms. Yeah, not chicken strips, but they look like strips of long, goofy rolled rubber.
Yeah.
So but that shit needs to go especially for motorsport.
Like hot melted rubber that
Yeah.
dries up.
And you'll see a lot of that in like very high professional racing like NASCAR, IndyCar,
Yep.
Formula One, stuff like that.
Yep. You will see. They call marble buildup, and you guys can always see offline, as in. We'll talk more about motorsport later, but offline it's always a buildup, and it's always darker. Like the track is rubbered in on the inside, and then dark on the outside because of
Littered.
marbles. Yeah, littered. So, but yeah, you did all that, and you had to lay air fences down for motorcycles. Air fences are big, basically fucking whoopee cushions,
Foam,
foam block.
um,
Yeah,
It's like a big pillow.
yeah, air fence, right? What do you-
Yeah.
This is
Air
all
fence?
cool to know
Yeah.
because I didn't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
man.
Did people like crash into those giant foam pillows?
oh yeah.
It's
Damn.
fucked up when it does happen.
So it's like a big, almost the shape of like the average house you'd draw when you're a kindergartner.
Oh, wow.
Like just a Pentagon shape almost.
Yeah.
And it's a big foam
That's a good way to
frame
put it.
covered with a vinyl cover, and the inside's completely hollow. So when you slam into it at 100 miles an hour, it'll just absorb your crash instead of hitting a guardrail
Yeah.
or a tire wall.
Or tire wall, yeah.
Or go flying through somebody's garage door.
Yeah, no shit.
It's not
That would really suck too.
Absolutely.
Aluminum gets sharp when it breaks.
Hell yeah, it does, man. This shit becomes a Gillette razor.
Gillette?
Gillette.
But yeah, if anybody's like fucking pulled off a transmission and tried to grab the housing and move their hand, yeah, fuck.
That was spicy.
Yeah, that was shouldn't have done that.
So that was just basic like necessity for being like a maintenance. I guess what would you call it, a maintenance tech?
Not even maintenance tech, just maintenance crew.
Okay.
I mean, we had a morning crew, afternoon, and then nights.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot those.
So all the cool people that were important got mornings.
Yeah, then.
I'd show up at like noon, 1 o'clock, stay there till 9 at night.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the schedule was great when I was younger because who does anything before 9 o'clock at night when they're young?
Nobody.
So I'd come home.
Wait, you guys work in the morning? I don't do shit. You guys. Sorry, everybody.
The next 2 days I have to work in the morning. Ugh.
I
Yeah.
plan work the night before nowadays.
Yeah. Now, right, and
That's terrible.
And you know what? Let's move on from fucking Autobahn. That was the race world, and that was you getting into maintenance and stuff.
Oh.
Can I ask what do you think you? Okay, you had to have. You had a fucking 240, right? You had shit. You didn't get into the repair world and maintenance world at Autobahn.
Oh,
you
no.
did that shit well before. You were in high
Yeah.
school, and you were like, I got a shit box, and I needed to run, right?
So in high school, I never had a car in high school because I couldn't afford one because I was one of them poor kids.
Hell
My parents
yeah.
wouldn't buy me a car.
Amen.
So I got my car right after high school, right at the end of my senior year after I got expelled. That's a whole nother story.
Next time on Technically Broken.
Exactly. Catch me on episode 10. No, so I was working for like some shit mom and pop shops. When I was in high school still, I went down to Springfield for a small engine repair competition.
No shit.
Yeah,
really?
Skills USA. I have like a little plaque that said I competed. I wasn't that good because I didn't have, I don't know, the background.
For lack of a better terms, you got a participation trophy.
No, it was a little more than that. We had to take an etiquette class to learn how to use your silverware properly, all kinds of stuff.
What the
What?
fuck?
Wow.
Actually, I don't think I know
Skills,
about any
Skills
of this.
USA is like, it's like a big thing in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
I've
don't
never.
know.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I was one of the stupid kids, so I don't know.
Yeah, dude. You
Well, I
got
was
me.
too.
I'm
It's
fucking-
not. It's not like a education thing. It's,
It's like a trades thing almost.
trades and vocationals.
Yeah.
No
Oh, I didn't
shit.
get it.
But
I knew that.
etiquette's like a big thing.
I guess yeah. I don't know about. So you
we
you
had
had
like
to go
a-
to a contest down in Springfield. And
Yeah,
do
we had
some
like a
shit?
ball and everything. And I'm not going to name any names, but my auto teacher was the shit.
Nice.
We weren't allowed to bring any tobacco, no alcohol, and I flat out told him when I got to school at 5 in the morning, I said, hey, I got this in my bag. He goes, I checked your bag already. I said, okay.
That reminds me of like
I did.
that reminds me of when I was in high school and we'd go to the career center and
Oh, yeah.
we'd do like, and all you would hear as the bus was leaving the school is just,
Oh, the tin packing.
and then
always
you would
had
just smell tobacco.
yeah.
That's all you would smell. Different
Skull green
I always had that one asshole that sit in the back seat and spit on the floor, and when you hit the brakes, you'd have all the spit
Drip,
roll up by
drill.
your feet.
Ugh.
You're like, come on.
And then you had those sophisticated assholes that only chewed tobacco leaves.
No, no, no,
It
no,
was
no.
snuff.
We had the
Camel
snooze
snuffs,
guys.
yeah.
The snooze ones.
Oh yeah, no. When I was in high school, we had guys that were just straight tobacco leaves.
I remember.
I was like, why?
There was like 5 or 6 dudes that they were all about the pouches because they could pouch in school and no one would know.
It's
Right.
true, and you swallow it.
I had
so-
a big old
Isn't that what-
J hooking in high school.
horseshoe then. Heck that boy.
Yeah, so I've got a friend that double horseshoes. Upper and lower
Jesus
deckers, dude.
Christ.
And he just sits there and he's just
Joe.
Joe. It's Joe. That's Joe. That's exactly Joe.
all
When you
day.
talk to him, it sounds like he has a mouthful of just potatoes.
Or cocks.
Like, what the fuck are you saying,
What
dude?
are you chewing
Yeah,
on?
those snus guys, they probably use the bathroom in the litter box nowadays, but we won't get in all that.
There's Zen guys now, aren't they?
Oh,
Isn't
yeah,
that what it
Zens.
is?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Zen thing. So I don't.
They have
I
all
don't
their
even
sayings.
know. Like, I've never even tried a Zen. It can't be that good.
It's not.
I don't
it
know.
can't be that good.
I haven't chewed like pouch. I haven't done any of that.
Leave it in the comments. Is Zen good? We'll find out
I
next
don't know what it
episode.
is.
Powder in a bag in my mouth.
I don't even know what it
Nine.
is. I don't know what Zen is.
They're nicotine patches.
Is it like
no,
caffeine?
pouches.
And they got all these cliche sayings like Abraham Lincoln.
Is it?
Like
Oh my
in Upper
God.
Deck.
Is it caffeine? What is it?
It's
I don't-
nicotine with caffeine. Sometimes caffeine, not always.
That is
It's
so
just
weird.
a white powder that
So cocaine. Got it.
basically it
legal
looks
A lot of
Okay.
military guys love it.
You know what they also love? Methamphetamine.
Rippets.
butt stuff.
That's just the Navy.
Sorry,
Yeah, I was in the Navy.
we're not in Vietnam no more.
Hey, my grandpa was in the Navy.
Yeah,
In
he would have
Vietnam?
probably been on that Zen kick.
Oh. These
Oh,
kids
he
nowadays are.
he was in
pathetic.
Korea.
Do cocaine like a real man.
Yeah.
Get on that fucking
Jesus.
goddamn powder, baby.
Hawk 2 on that.
Did you? So you worked on?
Sorry, no
you had a
copyright.
you had a 240, right? And you.
Oh, that
Yeah.
thing was awful. It was just terrible.
Was it a certified shitbox?
No, uncertified.
Uncertain.
It wasn't
Not
even
even-
cool enough to be
It was a little bit
certified.
clapped out. A little bit clapped out.
I was changing my clutch one time, and my hand slipped off my wrench, and I punched through the frame.
You punched through the frame while doing
yeah.
the clutch. Yeah, that's probably a piece of shit, man.
I had my front brake lines were good. My back brake lines were non-existent.
Hey, I know a guy who fucking same fucking way.
Let's
in
not
high
talk
school.
about brakes.
Yeah, fucking.
I took it to the scrapyard and rode behind my buddy because I knew that his ZR2 Blazer would stop me at every stop sign and stoplight.
Holy shit.
And when people got in between us, I got really nervous because I was afraid they were going to stop me, and I didn't have insurance.
Ooh, fuck.
Riding dirty.
One
riding
shitbox
dirty.
with another shitbox. Hey, it works. You never know.
I did get $400, and I went and visited the scrapyard like 3 months later because I missed my car and I wanted to see it one more time. I put my spare key in it, and it still started.
Damn.
That's a hell of a shitbox.
That's
They left the battery in it.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
they
It was
do.
Berlinski.
Sometimes.
Shout
they
out
do.
Berlinski. You guys gave me more than anybody else would have thought of.
Yeah, I only got 300 for my Grand Marquis.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, I
that
only got
300
like 300 for the Lincoln.
They're like, that's the weight. That's the worth of scrap right now.
Fucking
And I'm like,
inflation,
damn.
man. Fucking
I took all the
inflation.
parts off it that mattered.
I took my tires off, and he still gave me 300 because I had just bought those tires. So,
Yeah.
and then I sold those tires for 300.
I tried to take my whole steering
Doubling
wheel.
your
they
margin
wouldn't
Yeah,
give it to me.
right.
Yeah.
Fucking why not?
$600 for a car I paid a quarter for.
So, going down the line here, so being maintenance and then going to being a manager for the kart track, what did you move on to after that, after you left?
I went to another shitty mom and pop shop working on cars.
I think I remember talking to you right after, and you're like, "Why the fuck am I here?"
I mean, I was making cash there, so that was kind of
It
cool.
worked out. Allegedly making cash.
No, I was totally making cash.
Allegedly.
C&E Auto, Frankfurt, Illinois.
Oh my God.
Let's shout that out.
I'm
The
blanking.
IRS is coming.
Yeah, right. That's
That's all
blurred.
right. I wasn't making
Yeah.
enough for them to
Yeah,
even
we're
worry about.
Weep.
No. I mean,
Yeah.
let's face it. Sometimes you got to get a job like that, and it's
Yeah.
not like we're the only people that might
God,
get a
no.
job
No.
like that. So we're looking at every
Think of all the
fucking
restaurant
farmer across
employees and
America.
bartenders, and
Right.
they're not claiming their
So you
tips.
worked
but-
under the table.
Some.
Is it above the table? If you
I
didn't-
mean, it was above the table because it was so embarrassing how little money I was making.
yeah, I guess that's true.
So I'd rather just say I'm unemployed, but
Yeah.
Did
You
you
didn't even meet the
Unfortunately-
minimum threshold.
I would have
no.
probably also filed for unemployment.
While working.
All 25,000 a year, like a private in the military. Let's fucking go.
let's edit this out. I did.
Damn, they only make that much.
Yeah, you don't make shit in the military.
Yeah, it's like a very
Even as like a
entry-level.
sergeant, you're making like 30.
I mean, they pay for your
What?
housing and.
I had
and-
such this like, never mind.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
They get really good meals. You can warm them up in a bag.
Yes.
Hey, those are good.
Have you seen them?
No.
New
They
MREs.
got new MREs. Yeah, they're so
I saw
weird.
there's an updated menu list.
Yeah,
but
it's so weird.
I don't know if they're shit. I've obviously ate a bunch of MREs. I've done some wacky
Yeah.
shit.
I still
so-
have one that you gave me like 8 years ago.
It probably
It's
still
probably
is.
still got a good
The
show.
M&Ms went bad for sure, but
There, it's not. It was. I think it's spaghetti.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh,
still
yeah.
good.
You
That thing
have-
has like a 24-year shelf life.
yeah,
It's ridiculous.
right. And
I
if you
worked with
freeze
a
them, it's
guy.
forever.
Overnights on winter or during the winter, and he'd bring MREs for dinner. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I just don't want to shit tonight. That's
I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna.
I
put
forgot the
mine
gum.
on the dashboard and turn the air vents on.
There you
Mine's
go.
gonna be hot too.
Turn the
It's gonna taste better.
Leave that bitch on the dash. Let it
Yeah.
get real hot.
Defrosters.
So
Some of
you
them-
worked at a mom and pop shop fixing dumb shit.
Terrible.
Yeah, how did that go, man? What was that about?
We worked on a lot of USPS vehicles.
Oh, fucking mail carrier shit.
Yeah, they're all S10s. That's it.
What?
You either got the 2.2 or the 2.5 engines. It's an S10 with a
So it was just a
aluminum
frame?
body.
It
that's
was
all
just the
riveted
chassis,
together.
right? It was just
Yeah.
the chassis of the S10.
Yeah, motor, trans. Total pieces of shit.
You're not supposed to take them on the highway, but I definitely know someone who does.
I definitely have seen them bitches on the
They're
highway.
not supposed to be on the highway.
You know?
They're only rated for like 50 miles an hour, even though they can go
I
faster.
don't even think they go
You're
much
Yeah,
not
I was
sup-
like, well,
I've
okay, there's
driven a
got to be a
ton of 'em.
story where you've driven one and
You're
this
not
thing
supposed to
fucking
go over
almost killed
50.
you.
Had a lot
with
of
them.
fun in the winter.
Did you some dumb shit?
Yeah.
Because they're all rear-wheel drive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking great.
If you could move, then you could have fun. But a lot of times you couldn't really move.
They didn't go anywhere.
No.
They were
You can
just
say 1,000 pounds soaking wet.
A little heavier. It was just all aluminum.
Yeah.
shit boxes, roll doors on the back, right?
Yeah, roll door on the back.
guys had to fix
a
some of
slide
that
door
shit?
on the side. Oh,
What was
yeah.
what was the common bullshit on that? Just everything.
All
everything
their
was
rollers are gunked up. They
Every-
all ran like shit because they're all. So the first two numbers, if I'm not mistaken, determine what year it is, and they
What
go
do you mean by the
from
first two numbers?
87 to 94.
What do you mean by the first numbers?
Like their vehicle number.
So you can see that number, the blue number letter?
Yeah, you'll have like an 87222222 whatever.
So kind of like
And
a
it's
DOT
in
number.
1987.
No shit.
Yeah, and then they
Yeah, I'm
go all the
guessing
way up
that's
to
right.
I believe 94.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
I can't throw mine.
Time
It's
for a
empty,
refill.
but, yeah, they were all awful. They leaked everything. They always had this nasty grime all over them, and it wasn't even like an oil.
Was it oil? Yeah,
It
oily?
was sticky. It was like syrupy.
Ooh, this is sticky.
Do you need
Yeah.
the concoction, Ben?
Yeah, yeah,
Let's get the bottle out.
yeah. Why not?
All right. So obviously,
take a
yeah,
shot.
everybody take a shot. Drinking session. So
Could I get one of those?
That's everybody. That is. It's. I know it says Tito's, but that's actually water.
yeah, it's
Yeah, mineral.
Don't worry, I'm
water.
actually drinking water, everybody.
That,
but
that
I
is
fucking
a
love
that
it.
is a bottle of water.
Leave your favorite drink of choice in the comments, YouTube comments.
Yeah, why not?
We'll
Fuck, take a shot.
Fuck, yeah.
We don't
Do you like
sponsor-
Fiji?
None of these providers sponsor us.
No.
And therefore, we can't tell you what they are, even though if you can
Right
see
now?
them,
Yeah, why not?
you
Fuck
don't.
it, out of the bottle, y'all. This is for y'all. This is for our listeners, right here.
You
I'm
got a
not,
guest?
I'm not doing that.
Why?
I can't do
A
it.
perfectly
Give a
good
guess.
shot of water,
You
everybody.
can make a face when you do it. It's
Peer
okay.
pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't flunk out of high school for no reason.
I mean, I didn't flunk out of high school. I just said, meh, this ain't for me.
Oh. By the way, if you seen that label, sponsor me, please.
Yeah, no kidding.
I do a very affluent TikTok that I'm not going to link.
It's actually better than other kinds I've had.
And they support
Skull?
dogs.
Skull.
And this
I
is
do
where-
too.
yeah,
Skull vodka.
Skull. That's that bottom
For
shelf.
legal reasons.
Only
mean,
good
not
for
a real
Jell-O
brand.
shots.
Who cares? Drink it. Shut up. Be a man. Drink it up.
Yeah.
man.
I don't give a shit.
Hate your life. Be a man.
yeah. Okay, back to
All
the
right, mail
fucking mail
trucks.
cars.
Awful.
Oh, it's junk, and they were sticky and leaked shit
Yeah.
that was weird.
We had one carrier, and I'm not going to say what towns we dealt
All
with,
automatic,
but-
right? All automatic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's
All automatic
automatic.
transmissions.
4 speeds.
Okay.
Piece of shit.
4-speed
That doesn't
automatics.
surprise me coming
and
from a government vehicle.
That's
so.
true, right?
We had one mail carrier. He would, because the front seat, the driver's seat swivels. There's just a tray where the passenger seat would be, but the driver's seat's on the right hand
right.
side. So they're all right hand drive. We had a mail carrier that would just swivel his seat to go over to the door, and he would just piss on his door because he was too lazy to stop somewhere. and
Get
out.
out of here.
Oh my
Crow.
God.
So I picked that truck up once. I saran wrapped the whole entire seat.
For your safety,
Yeah, I
not
put
there.
gloves on.
Yeah, that's
touch
a
the steering
biohazard,
wheel.
right?
Fuck
I mean,
yeah.
you would think so. There was like calcium buildup, crust, everything.
Oh
It was
my
Dude, it
fucking-
reminds me of
God.
working on some fucking diesel truck. Well,
Yeah,
that-
yeah. I was thinking about it. You're looking
that'll
under.
come-
You go to do an oil change, and then there's just dried shit along the fucking.
Oh, dude.
yeah,
the
like
fucking.
Stop. Oh,
People who
gross.
don't, right? People who don't, are not in that world. They will not.
Dude, it's disgusting.
People that fucking work for their living in their vehicles are sometimes fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude, okay.
are-
Those bottles
Sorry.
on the side of the highway are not apple juice.
Then
Not-
I
not
drank
to-
one.
Not,
Spicy.
I had one. Not to detract from that, but so in that thread, I was listening to a podcast today about a guy that traveled for work, and he would wrap his shits in newspaper.
That's the news right there.
It's coming
And
in
then
hot.
like chuck them out the window.
That is fucking crazy.
Now you're just getting a.
Yeah,
As is a
right?
newspaper stuck to your fucking windshield now.
And I'm sure, as most of you guys know, we'll get into the term junk it later, but I'm pretty sure he junked that shit.
He junked that shit.
Fuck,
Factually.
No, worth it.
So working on the
Steamy newspaper.
fucking dumb mail trucks. What did you end up doing after that?
After that, I quit my job.
Hell yeah.
no.
Fuck yeah, quitting.
I gave him my 2 weeks. I did do that. I went to
Professional.
CDL school.
You know what? Real quick, was he a dick? Was your boss a dick there?
The owner was not. His stepson was.
Okay.
He was just one of those. He was a dork. He didn't belong to being a mechanic.
You get so much of
Same.
that in this world,
Yeah,
right?
like, I mean, don't get me wrong. He was great at what he did. Was he willing to help when I needed assistance? No.
So it was the
Because he
skill.
was-
So it was the attitude, not the skill.
Yeah, it was definitely
Yeah,
the
yeah.
attitude. He'd rather sit in the office and talk to his wife and sit on Facebook.
Gross.
You'll
But
definitely have that
You
a
have a
lot.
job. And if there is one thing, and I can't say it enough, if you want to be successful in any job, put your goddamn phone down
Yeah.
and do your job.
Yeah. I see a lot of motherfuckers on their phone trying to do some shit while
Yeah.
fucking shouldering a fucking phone and trying to
Yeah.
get the fuck out of
It'd be
here.
impressive if he had
He
his
had
knee
a
up,
knee up to
ear.
his fucking ear.
If you could do that, there's other things
I'm
you
gonna
could
be
do.
looking at you.
People
side
that
eye.
have
I'm
all
gonna
they
be-
can.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Don't ask how or why, but they know how to do that.
So the boss. Okay, real. We'll get on to what happened next, but I just want to know. Yeah, that shop. Like, you worked on a lot of mail trucks. The boss was kind of shitty.
he was lazy.
Lazy.
was
That's
just
a good
lazy.
way to put it.
And everybody that sits on their phone all day at work,
Is fucking lazy.
in my opinion, is lazy.
I agree.
You're there for 8
I'm
hours
lazy.
Yeah.
at minimum. Well, it also depends on the kind of work you do. Like, if you have a job where you can be on your phone.
No, I'm
and-
literally. I'm not supposed to be on my phone, but I'm
Oh,
on my phone a lot. But I work
Allegedly.
on a computer all
Allegedly.
day. Allegedly. But
yeah.
I work on a computer all day.
Right.
And yeah. So
it's just
anyways,
your second form of work.
Yeah.
Right. You can pull that off.
I think right. It does depend on
I'm
the situation.
selling myself
Like,
actively all the time.
earlier in the earlier when we were talking, you were like a lot of fucking hurry up and then wait.
Yeah.
So in that moment,
understand that.
I understand that. In the wait part, we're gonna fucking look at fucking
Yeah.
TikToks and YouTubes and whatever, or Tinders or whatever the fuck it's on, and
Grindr.
like Grindr.
Caleb's ass
Let's be let's be real, Grindr. But when you're fucking working, put your fucking phone down.
Right.
You know, make sure some shit. You know, I don't know.
And it definitely does depend on the job you're
Type
doing.
of job, of course.
Yes. So like with my job, it's like I have a lot of trucks coming in. That is somebody's livelihood. That's how they're making their money. If I
course.
make them wait 3 hours because I want to sit around on my fucking phone, that's 3 hours of work they just got
Right.
cut
You're a
from their life.
dirtbag. You're
And not
you're
even
the
that,
dirtbag.
but if you're sitting on your phone and not paying attention to what you're doing, you're also putting someone's life at risk if you're working
Yeah,
on
because
their
you're not being
vehicle.
thorough, for sure.
Like,
You're
you're
paying
more worried
attention
about
to something
Facebook.
else. Yeah.
That's terrible.
You'll forget some shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna fucking leave an oil filter loose or whatever the fuck
Maybe
it
we'll worth it to junk it on fucking smartphones one day.
is. Yeah, good.
Junk it.
Chunk it. Coming up later.
Trash.
Next episode. Okay, so the shop was whatever. Fuck that shop because obviously you're not doing it right. Yeah, what
We can
happened?
move on to where I'm at now.
Yeah, what happened? Like, what happened after that?
So
what
yeah,
did
I
you
got
do?
my CDL. I got an opportunity to get into a really great union.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Local number 9, Chicago. Shout out IBEW.
Hell yeah.
Lineman.
Hell yeah. I
Um,
love that.
And it has treated me awesome ever since.
Yeah, you really like it? You
Yeah,
really like doing
I do. And our benefits are amazing. The pay is uncomparable to anything else I've done.
That's good. That makes a pretty big difference. Actually getting fucking, like
I wanted-
paid for what you do
Right.
and actually compensated for the
Appreciated.
amount of work you do. Yeah.
I wanted to try and get into the, what is it, the 150?
Operators?
Crane operators.
Yeah,
crane op-
operators.
Not
but-
just crane, heavy equipment.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
But you
is
know
it like
how
everything?
hard it is? There's like
Yeah.
a specific time of the end, and you would probably
yeah.
know. There's only a
Once a year,
specific
it's like
time of the
spring and
year.
fall.
Yep.
And if you miss that, good luck.
Yeah.
Isn't that all of them though? Don't they have like
Kinda.
open windows and then
Did you
that's
have a
it?
packet to fill in? Well, we don't got to talk about all that union stuff. You don't want to.
Well, I
but,
mean,
like,
to get into the union, you usually have to fill
This
out
is
your
not an
application.
advertisement.
No, not an advertisement.
No, right.
We're not hiring right now either, by the way.
Yeah, fuck off, everybody.
No, we're really not.
No,
all right, really, fuck off, everybody.
State of Illinois kind of did us dirty.
Oh,
But
God.
aside from that, they
So,
get to the
yeah, you had to
politics.
fill out, like, the fucking book, right? You had
Yeah,
to,
you
like,
fill out your application, and then you go in, turn it in, and most unions require like a money order or cashier's check, whatever. Mm-hmm. $25, maybe 30, who knows?
Pay your dues.
You got to pay the dues even.
Yeah, I mean, just to apply, because you're wasting their time if you're not worth it.
Hell,
And I
some
totally
jobs make you
understand
pay
that.
for like background checks and.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, how much do you want to get in, right? And
Right,
then,
right.
And then it matters because if
And that's what they look at.
Right, it matters because if you go that extra mile, and that's a funny line. We'll probably talk about that more in the
Right.
future. But it's like, if you love your job and like what you do, you should care, right? And it's
Right,
not.
exactly.
It just goes back to the phone thing. Put your fucking phone down and
Right.
do your fucking job.
And
It's not even
especially-
loving it and caring. It's more of a work ethic.
Yeah, it's a good. Yeah,
Right.
work ethic is very important. So.
And for like unionizing or not unionizing, for being in the union, like being on your phone could cost people their lives.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Especially what you're
Yeah,
doing.
exactly.
Because now you've got, I mean, there's
That's-
so many branches of different parts of unions. You know,
Yeah.
you've got like linemen, who could be many different things.
Right.
You've got heavy operators.
Yeah.
You've got just the footmen who's working on just basic like.
Laborers.
Labor.
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, if they're not paying attention, not doing their job
Steel
right, and they're just
workers.
looking at
Steel
Fire
building
watchers.
fucking
Yeah.
Fire watchers.
yeah.
Right.
And if they are just sitting on
I'll
their phone
argue
all day,
that.
Yeah.
like if a crane operator, whether
I
it be
wish I could do fire
Watch.
watch. Because
You know-
you see me doing one of these.
With the phone.
Get
in
off
his
your
hand.
phone.
Fire.
Put your phone down.
you know, guys in a crane that's like 150 stories up in the
Well,
fucking
yeah,
air,
dude.
and he ain't looking what he's doing, and drops a fucking
Yeah.
a stack of like 25,0and pound
And it's
beams to the
happened.
ground.
It's happened.
Well, as a
People have.
level 9 lineman, we are also crane certified.
Okay, real quick for our listeners and stuff, can you explain what you guys do and
Everything.
and like
What do you specifically?
it's such a union fucking
What do you
answer.
use
No, we don't
honestly?
do we do everything. Fuck
We're
everybody
laborers,
else.
we're operators,
Yeah.
we're
But
electricians.
but you did say shout out Loco 9. So as the 9, you guys are electricians and
linemen, basically.
Yeah.
It's a lineman union.
So the lineman is guys who run cables to your power telephones or your internet or your fucking
not
fiber.
internet
Or,
so much.
really? Okay, yeah. Explain it because I might not even know. I might be fucking spouting dumb shit.
Dumb.
I usually, I'm an idiot.
Those internet guys are something.
Shut up.
We're not going to talk about
I'm
that
out of the
on TV,
comments,
guys.
everybody.
No, linemen, you have overhead linemen, underground linemen, overhead linemen.
So there's multiple like
There's more training you have to go through to work on overhead power lines.
the actual power lines.
Yeah, transmission, distribution. We can work on secondary without that training, and please tell me if I'm wrong. But what I do is a lot of underground work. We'll run PVC, poly, underground, run power through it, run fiber through it.
Okay.
A lot of digging in like handholds, quasite boxes, stuff like that.
Okay. So shit that connects to other shit you see on the ground. Sometimes it's not always on a pole, right?
You won't even see it on the ground half the time. Normally it's underground.
It's just underground.
I did a lot of directional boring,
Okay.
which that's 7,500 volts residential.
And that boring as in like a drill goes under the ground.
Yes.
And then it cuts across a street. Not like
Not cuts across, but just
under
tunnels.
It. Tunnels
Yeah.
under it, right. You have all these technical terms. I'm trying to be a fucking
it's not
dummy
even
here.
technical. It's just
Hey, dude, well, it's technical to people that don't know.
It's
wall
technically
her out
broken.
that hole.
It's technically broken.
So on your end, do you guys like after you've like say bored your hole and ran your line, are you
your
guys
hole.
bored the hole?
Bore your hole,
Ooh,
mate.
fuck, he's laying fucking pipe. So
I've laid a
Farmers
lot of
just
pipe.
got mad, dude.
He's
So
laying
you
mad pipe.
run your line. Are you guys the ones that are actually hooking it to a main power source, or is that the overhead guys
No,
coming-
so we also have underground linemen or splicers, term guys, and they will splice the cable into the transformers. And a lot of people don't realize those little green boxes in your backyard that are like
Yeah, we see. Yeah.
That
3 by
as a
3,
kid you
4
used
by
to
4.
stand on and
oh,
sit on.
everybody stands on. Terrible idea.
Is it?
Yeah, they can blow at any time.
They could blow up and they could shock you to death.
Not even shock you. Just-
Public service
No.
announcement, listeners and people. Fucking don't
We had a
stand
guy-
by the
we
green
had a
Arc
guy
box.
blast
running-
will just kill you.
We had a guy running from the police one time drive over one behind my apartment,
I bet
No
that boom's
shit.
pretty big.
and the car just like.
Oh, yeah.
And we had no internet. I had no internet for like a week.
Hot metal.
Damn.
That motherfucker just stopped.
Yeah, so kids out there, do not sit on transformers. The big green boxes, please.
Dude,
Yeah,
oh,
Because
so
chances of it happening are slim to none, but
But you never know,
In that
and that's
same
like
thread-
why take the
Oopsie.
risk? Why take
so
the risk?
I was driving home with a friend one time, long time ago. This is like fresh out of high school, and he had a '97 Thunderbird, and he's like, "You ever drifted a corner going 40?" And he tried
famous last words.
He tried e-braking the corner, and he overshot it, and he ran over one of those transformer boxes. And we were just sitting there, and then his car wouldn't start. And he's like, he started pouting, and I'm like, oh my god. He's like, oh, I think I scratched my bumper. I was like, bro, we're still alive. Like, the car was fine. It was a '97 Thunderbird. We're fine. Sorry.
going out in the
Anyways,
snow and your buddy hits a tree with
Back-
his rear fender.
I've backed into so many trees just being dumb.
Fucking yeah. I feel that. So okay, don't sit on power boxes.
Yeah.
Don't sit on
Just for
goofy
the
shit.
kids.
Just
if
for
you're
the
an adult, you can make your own stupid choices.
yeah, you
right.
should know that shit that says high whatever or caution.
Well, a lot of the stickers are faded, and I didn't honestly know exactly what was in those until I got into the trade and I seen it open. I was like, oh, I've sat on too many of those.
I don't know. I don't know what's in them, right? So
Just big cables.
like a big junction boxes.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like 2
Fucking crispy.
butt splices almost.
The peach is
They're
good.
not 2
Is it?
butt splices,
Yeah.
but butt splices in them that hook up to a lug.
No shit.
like
Yeah,
the
the
red?
other side is oil
good.
to keep everything cold, dielectric oil.
Like a transformer.
It
Like an
causes
upper
cancer
line.
in
Like
California,
really?
Everything
Well, that oil
causes
does.
cancer in California.
No.
so you
kidding.
can't touch it.
Being alive in Kansas.
Was that Prop
in California
95 or
causes
Prop
cancer.
65 or whatever? Everything causes cancer.
All the
in
cancer.
California?
That's gonna be over there junket
My,
later.
That was
our
$2.95, I don't know.
microphones came with a little slip that said "made with things that cause cancer in California."
Get
awesome.
the fuck out of here.
I'm
I'm
gonna bite
fucking. Yeah. Grinder live action. Here we
Caleb's
go.
gonna gurgle his.
If I bite it and I get cancer, I could sue because I'm not in California. It
Uh,
only causes
alleg-
cancer in California.
Yeah, another
Allegedly.
Yeah,
And
right. We'll see.
well,
Disney's right now in the
so-
moment trying to fucking
okay,
keep
so-
people from suing because of Disney Plus.
But hold on. Before we
Anyways.
get into that, remember, always put the pin in your jack stand.
Oh yeah,
Otherwise you can't sue.
Fucking put the pin in. You can't sue if you don't
What's
put the
a
pin in
jack
the
stand?
jacks.
So, okay, so as a lineman, do you like this? Do you like what you do?
I love what I do.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Every
that's
job-
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It has
We don't
its
get that a
pros
lot.
and its cons. For the most part, everybody's pretty down to earth. The work is pretty decent, but you have your days where you're going to come home looking like a wet rat, and you have your other days where you're going to come home clean. It just all depends on the job.
So do you
I
don't
feel that
you
on-
don't
on a
work in the
spiritual
rain,
level.
do you? Because it's electricity. So if
No,
it's
we
rain-
do.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, 100%.
So nothing that you work is live, or it is live.
Both.
Okay.
It can. It depends on
It
the
depends
job.
on the
Just-
job?
Yeah, it depends
Okay.
on the job. So
What are the precautions you guys take if you're like working with like live wires or
Yeah,
do you ever
good-
work with
yeah.
live fiber or anything?
Do you have
like
to call
Oh,
other
yeah.
guys? Like, what is that? How does that go?
So live power, depending on what it is, cut one at a time. Don't cut them all at once. That's gonna hurt.
Said who? Fuck you. I'm doing it the way I want.
Street lights are 240 to 480.
That's okay.
So
Yeah, it's
that's
high voltage.
interesting.
That's like, well, to house people, that's high voltage, right? So
Yeah, but
Most
now
houses don't
that's-
run.
that's nothing.
Once it gets
though.
to the house, you're going everywhere 110.
yeah,
yeah.
right.
But
that's
now-
Weird because other countries
Except
are
for your washer and dryer. Or your dryer. What? No, washer, dryer, oven.
But this is
Because
America.
that'll
We're
be
better.
Yeah.
220.
Or if you're cool and you wire in your house for a little 220 outlet in your generator.
Okay, so it depends. A light pole to like, well, fiber, right? Doesn't have
Fiber has
electric-
no problem.
Yeah.
But if you have an armored fiber cable, you can pick up induction if you're working under high lines or transmission distribution lines.
It will pick up a volt, like it'll transfer.
Induction.
Really?
Yeah, you can feel
So
it.
you like, yeah, you get like a buzzy feeling.
Yeah, it's not gonna grab you, but you can totally feel it.
No
And
shit.
it's so weird.
Like it makes your hair stand up a little, or no, not really.
No, it just buzzes your hair.
It just
and
you can
you
no?
wiggle a little bit.
Speaking about that, so buzzing, have you guys had an instance where somebody's actually like,
Oh, a ton.
oh God,
Damn, no
Not
shit.
necessarily just in our union, but our whole international Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. People die all the time.
That's
now
fucking
what's
crazy.
I've only like seen and heard of instances that's like you just tackle them off the fucking.
No, you don't touch them.
You can't touch them.
Hit them with something.
Yeah, you tackle
Yeah.
them, right? You kick them or some
No.
shit.
You
I
can't
would-
touch them because it'll transfer to you.
Yeah. If
That's
I
how
see
electricity works,
somebody's
it's a
hand
current.
stuck on something, I'm going to grab my shovel and I'm going to hit their arm as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Whether I break their arm or not.
Because if you touch them,
They're
then
gonna
you
be off
become
the
the
power.
ground.
No shit.
Yeah, you can't make physical contact with them.
Holy
So, like,
shit.
if you have a 2x4, hit their arm with a 2x4, you might break their arm, but it's.
But
better
like
than
you
them
saved their
dying.
life. Yeah, you saved their
100%.
fucking life.
They're probably fucked up for the rest of their life, but
There was
Not
that guy.
necessarily. We've got a lot of people that have gotten shocked and just come back to work.
There was a guy that touched that transformer. He had to get a whole face transplant or whatever
I believe it.
because
No
he like
shit.
melted his face. Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, we have another guy.
This
Now our policies, we have to wear hot gloves, which are rubber
rubber
gloves.
Are they cat rated or some shit? Like something like that or whatever that is?
I don't even know what you'd exactly call it because they suck to wear. They're
What is
just big, thick rubber gloves with a leather glove that protects the rubber. You got to send them in every 6 or 3 months to get tested, make sure they're impenetrable.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so there's secondary and then there's primary. Primary up to so many kVs, secondary up to so many kVs. But now, since somebody got shocked working on a street light, it ended up going in through one of their fingers, coming out the side of one of their arms.
Get the fuck
Yeah, and
out
it kind of looks like a little lightning bolt that goes through, burnt in.
What?
And
But
then-
across their body kind of?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
KV is kilovolt, right?
Kilovolt, yeah.
Kilovolt.
KV kilovolt.
So 1 volt times 1,000.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ,
And
electricity is no fucking joke.
yeah,
it's
so
scary.
that shit can happen. And it could be you guys took almost every precaution, but sometimes shit happens, right?
100%.
That's fucking nuts. Because that's the same sense of like, you never know if people do their fucking job, right?
Right.
I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's always double check. You know what? It doesn't take another second to have another set of eyes come on the job site, on your work, and fucking look, you know?
Power is never red, black, and green.
Yeah.
It is whatever wire that guy had in the back of his truck with maybe a piece of tape on it 10 years ago
Oh my god.
that phased it to a
That's
color.
fucking crazy, man.
So,
Yeah.
as a kind of common thread that we ask on the show is like, I know the union's like all about safety, right? Is accurate.
Yeah. I could 100% agree.
Inside of that, what is the jankiest thing that you've had to do as a lineman within the guidelines of your profession? I guess.
Do you want to talk about driving or physical work?
Probably work. I mean, driving is.
We
if
drive
you-
to the job sites in trucks.
Yeah.
That's just probably the most dangerous shit you can
probably
do.
the actual-
you drive? That's fucking
actual work.
crazy.
So like anything, not necessarily janky, but like the scariest like instance that you've experienced personally.
Man, that's hard. Hitting a gas line
Oh,
a shovel
fuck.
is
Oh my God.
pretty hair-raising.
Yeah, I bet.
Have you ever had when you guys obviously you're digging holes and
Yeah.
you hit the colorful roots? You have a guy hit the colorful roots?
The colorful route where everything's
In a backyard for like internet, I haven't hit a main fiber line yet. Personally, people do it all the time. There was a big outage a few years ago. They were boring in a sewer, and they ripped out tons of fiber in Chicago.
Oof.
Wow.
No shit.
Yeah, every company that did fiber got called out there, and I think every guy that got called out was probably out for about 30 hours.
Holy
Damn.
shit.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
ton of
that
money.
too. That too.
And that doesn't include, like, let's say stocks. If
Yeah.
that goes down on fiber,
Yep.
you're looking at too much money.
Oh, with like stocks, like the trade, trade market.
One line could be worth millions an hour.
Yeah.
Holy shit, people! You guys hear that? Are we in the wrong industry? Are we fucking
No,
doing
we're
it?
definitely in the wrong industry.
No.
It should be technically fiber.
If
Fiber's cheap, but when it's live, it's really expensive.
now when say that instance happened, the guy who did it now does the union have to cover those costs because he fucked it up?
No, the company does.
The company that fucked it up,
Oh,
Yeah.
or the guy who worked
Yeah.
company fucked
And
it
he's
up.
not going to be working any longer.
I would assume not. No.
He's probably blackballed for a really long time.
And blackballing's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, like
But
Gage.
at the same time,
He
if
just
it
cuts
wasn't
you out,
located, then that goes on to the locating company, and that could go above them. But at
Because
the
it's
same
not
time-
always the most accurate. Like 9 times out of 10, yes, it's right where they said it was. But I've seen instances where they're like, "Yep, we marked it. It's all good. You know, everything's right where we said it was." And
Oh,
we
yeah.
start digging, and
there's a
nope.
threshold that we're responsible for within their locates. But if it's beyond that threshold, it's on them.
And that's where like probably hand digging comes in because you can't
Well,
just.
we have to hand dig on their locates. We cannot dig with the machine on locates.
Okay.
But if it is outside of the threshold that we have to pertain to in their locates, we can dig with the machine.
Outside because that's not part of the contract or
Let's just
whatever?
say 2 feet either side, 2.5 feet
Yeah,
either
yeah.
side. We're safe if we're digging past 2.5 feet.
Okay. You're like
But if their locates are off and we pull up
Some
colorful spaghetti, that's on them.
So
No
what
shit.
So what happened when you hit the gas line?
yeah, good, yeah.
Just like a little gas line going to a house. It was a house
Okay.
service. And it wasn't me that hit it.
Is that steel or plastic? Like
Plastic.
PVC?
It's PAX.
Wow.
That's technically what it's called.
Fuck.
And you get a sharpshooter like a tile spade, it'll go through that without a problem.
Yeah,
You can
not
step
even-
on a
not even
regular
stick-
yeah,
not
shovel
even
and
thinking
it'll go
about it.
through that just follow the rules to dig by, and as long as you're doing everything right, they can't really get you on it. But at the same time, it made the most awful hissing noise.
Yeah.
And it shit
That's
just
a lot of pressure, right?
No, not even. It's just a house service. It's like a couple pounds.
But it's enough to probably
But
fucking
it
make you shit your pants.
Blows, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that's crazy about gas right now is that Chicago's trying to like discontinue all gas to all their houses.
It'll
and
never
buildings
happen.
Yeah. I don't-
because
It
they
can't.
want to move everything to electric, but because all the pipes are old or whatever. But
How did
that'll
Texas
never
do
happen.
with that?
I don't know. That's fucking. So, I have a gas leak once in a while, and
the long
gas leaks suck, man. I'm
Yeah, I
fucking.
mean,
Is that personal gas leak or is that an
well,
actual?
It's
you
up for
shitting
you
yourself?
and the viewers and listeners to figure out. But I know it happens. So
It does.
it.
does.
I mean, you just.
and sometimes
you
you don't
blow
have
a
a porta
line.
potty on your job site. I'm gonna be real.
I'm a blow an O-ring here.
Porta shitter.
You either need to hold it or
Do you get quality
sometimes
porta shitters or do you get
Yeah,
shitty
that's a
porta
good
shitters?
question. Is
we
it,
get no porta
on.
shitters half of the time.
Oh,
You got-
what the fuck?
you gotta
If
shit
you're on
the-
a state job, you get a porta potty. If you're not on a state job,
you have to shit
you
in
get
the
a
ditch.
bucket with a bag in the back of a box truck. If you're lucky, otherwise, you get a bucket with a bag in the back of a pickup truck.
No,
That's
and-
something that nobody ever talks about, right?
No,
like,
no, never.
Fucking having a honey potted on a job site.
Honestly, it's a thing.
Like you think about it, it's like, oh, this is a glorious, very well-paying job. I have to shit in a bucket.
Sometimes on a garage door in Englewood,
my
you
God.
never know.
You got to use a wall as a
behind a
backrest.
dumpster.
behind a
You'll
dumpster.
never like a couple like two, 3 jobs ago. I was like working for a farmer. You don't know how many fields I've had to leave shits in.
just grass a month later, boom! It's just like a fucking
One with
natural
the animals.
fertilizer.
That's why my ass is so stinky.
I will just disappear, and it's just where did he go?
I have
he
worked.
shit.
This guy's just shitting.
I have worked with
Scopes
a guy
out the shit spot at every job.
but you know
that
what?
is shit on the side of I-294.
Cars whizzing
No,
by
no.
and shit.
Passenger side of the truck, both doors open, shits, and our other coworker stepped in it and and put his back in it. So we're just gonna say, as far as the money goes, it's great.
But
The way
Shitty
of life
situation is otherwise.
third world country.
It's a shitty
pretty
situation.
Listen,
see-
everybody.
so,
these
you
are the
see
people
yourself
that make
doing this.
Yeah, these are the people that make the world go round. We should appreciate every shit they take on every
Appreciate
side.
the shitting.
Yeah,
I mean, if I slipped in it, I wouldn't appreciate it, but I understand.
but thanks.
So,
Thank you for your service.
Do you see yourself shitting in buckets long term?
Yeah, that's true. What do
You
you think,
know-
man? You think you're gonna be doing this fucking forever? What's
in the
going on
beginning
with
years,
that?
I was okay with shitting in a bucket.
in the beginning.
Now you have a
Nowadays,
bidet in your house and you're pampered.
Yeah.
I wish. I wish. Just spit my water in there. And
I
turn
got a
around real
bidet. They're
quick
like
and catch
30
it.
bucks on Amazon.
I know, but it's cold water. You don't have the warm water.
Doesn't
one.
matter.
You don't have the warm
Leave
water.
it on for like 30 minutes. Perfectly fine.
If you get the hot water one, it's a factory
Are you
reset. Let me
shitting
tell
while
you.
the bidet is on? What are you doing
Hey,
over
man.
there?
Let's not talk about my ass.
Battle bots.
I'm not the
Battle
one
bots.
shitting in
Battle
buckets.
shits at this point. This is getting out of hand.
No, I do see myself in the trade long term.
Realistically, like, it's a good
100%.
job, right? Like,
I will do my job until I retire,
That's good.
that's good.
no matter
yeah.
what job I'm doing, whether
think
it's
that's the
overhead, underground, on the streets.
I think that's the first we've heard that. I mean, we've only had 2 guests, but
Even out of all of us.
Yeah, we're like, fuck.
I don't know
it
that
is.
if I want to do what I'm doing for the rest of my life, but I mean,
I've got a pension,
that's good. I
an
don't.
Yeah.
annuity.
Well, a lot of people don't fucking have that, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you probably feel a little lucky. Not lucky, but like you worked your
Fortunate.
ass
I'm
off.
fortunate.
Fortunate you worked your
100%
ass off
fortunate, yeah.
to get you here and to do everything you've done and work your ass off.
And
so,
they have taken care of me, and they have taken care of thousands of others.
yeah.
And
now
I
you
am
gotta take
very
care of them.
fortunate. I don't know about all that now.
Get the fuck
I'm
out.
very
Just kidding, I'm
fortunate
just
to
kidding.
be where I'm at right now.
Fucking.
I will say that. And I do see myself doing it long term.
That's good.
I've only got 30 some odd years left, which is kind of sad.
Holy
but
shit. Yeah, realistically
Work till you
looking.
die.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit that your bones are dust and sitting in a bar fucking in 2050 talking to some poor kid who tells you how to do your job.
my day,
Yeah, listen up, you little fucker.
You know,
we
walk
were
2
called
miles
linemen.
to school.
We had to walk to
Uphill both ways barefoot
in the
fucking snow.
2050, they might be line ferries. Everybody gets a cell phone.
That's just gonna be implanted in your brain then.
Here, are
dude.
you sure you don't
they've
want to
already
post this on
started.
Facebook?
I
No
don't think
kidding.
Facebook will be a thing in like 30 years, but
Yeah, well,
Ah, maybe, yeah.
it'll,
it'll
be
be
called
book.
it'll be called fucking.
That's probably an accurate
Don't
description
assume that
of
I
what's
have a
coming.
face, and don't assume that I read a book.
I mean, yeah, but we're here giving our opinion as if people on Facebook don't give their fucking opinion.
Well,
But-
yeah.
Everybody's got an
we won't
opinion.
get
Yeah, right. There's so many people in the comments telling us how to do. They're probably gonna tell you how to do your fucking job.
Oil
now.
changes are scary.
Yeah.
You don't know what an oil seal is, like,
Why is that oil warm?
dude. Anyways, but you know, maybe we're trying to bring some fucking light to the situation, to like some knowledge, some fucking understanding.
Knowledge, not light. Old school views,
Yeah, I do feel like I'm a
and
little more
everybody
like that.
needs to hear them.
Right, man the fuck up, do your job, put your phone down, work hard,
Pretty much.
and you know maybe you
Don't
won't-
be a pussy.
Yeah, don't be a pussy, dude.
So,
fucking do a
just-
good job. So
You would say that you found your career until
Yeah.
retirement.
That's good.
100%.
Awesome.
yeah,
I
that's-
landed in it. I wouldn't say I found it. I landed in it.
Well, you're in it, is
And-
what I'm saying.
And
Yeah.
you're so I know in some cases, you, I guess it's not. I don't know what the terminology would be. Sometimes you almost have to have an in with the union.
Gotta
Like,
know
you
a
have
guy.
to get. You,
gotta
you have
know
to
a
have a guy in.
yeah, to an extent. Otherwise, if you go through all the right steps, do everything right, get in, you got an aptitude test you got to pass on, and you
gotta-
sit and you wait.
Gotta meet the
includes
minimum
blowjobs.
requirement.
Yeah.
Can you
kidding.
breathe? Can you hold a fucking wrench?
Well, no, you got to do fucking origami.
No shit.
Yeah.
Whoa.
we have
Okay.
to be required to tie knots.
What?
And tying knots considers origami a basic motor function skills.
You got to have the dexterity.
I mean, well, in
Yeah,
the
I mean-
Japanese industrial world, it is kind of an important. You have to carry a balance.
I'm not competing with the Japanese.
Dude, those guys are out of their
Because
mind,
they'll sit
man.
there and they'll fold shit and flick shit and everything ends up in the right
they're-
basket and
Yeah.
That's funny you say that.
that freaks
'cause
me out.
I've seen there's
Like,
a
why are you
special
that good?
type of,
Point.
and it's origami, but it's not origami. It's pretty much rope tying,
Yeah.
and they make like fucking dragons.
Right. I'm not
Really?
doing that.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking nuts. I've seen them, and those things sell for thousands of dollars.
No shit.
Yes, they fucking crazy.
So, but
I'm in
you.
the wrong trade.
Yeah, no
Yeah, no shit. But
I know how to tie a knot.
in the sense, so getting into it, you had to do some wild shit like that, or not even
I
getting
mean,
into
you got to
it.
get your CDL.
Yeah.
You got to apply. You got to pay some money. You got to wait out the application. What do you want to call that?
Like a procedure, like a wait list, not a wait list.
Yeah, basically a wait list.
You're
like
on a wait list
I don't
almost?
know. You're waiting. You fill out your application. Either way. Once you get accepted, you got to go take a test, aptitude test, a physical test, and then you get in. And then you sit on the books until you get hired.
No kidding.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that can be like a wide range of time,
Oh, it
right?
could be a year, 2
Yeah.
years.
I've had
Holy
like
shit.
outside of that, I've had callbacks like a year after I applied to a job. I once applied to a college as like an adjunct professor, which is crazy, I know. But I applied to
You
like,
teaching people?
right.
Get the
an adjunct professor.
What is
so
that?
like it's like a professor that's not technically on pay. They're on payroll, but they're not like a like a university or a college professor. They're just like not a substitute. They have classes, but they're like
online classes.
no, it's like a part-time professor. Basically,
It's almost more than a substitute. You're the
yeah,
teacher
you're
without
a
the
teacher
teacher
of that
name.
class, but
Yeah.
you're not like
Right.
officially part of the school.
You've done enough and learned enough
yeah,
to teach it.
You're not officially part of the school.
Yeah.
So
So
you're
like,
like the full-time sub.
so like graduate students will become adjunct teachers at at colleges or whatever. Anyways, I applied to be an adjunct professor for graphic design in my alma mater because whatever, I went to college. And
Better than me.
a year later, I got a rejection email.
A year
A
later.
year later, a calendar year. They said, after reviewing your application and extensive background, we've decided to move forward with other candidates, which basically is just a nice way of saying,
Get
no.
fucked.
Yeah, get bent.
So can I get into something else? With that, would you say was it worth it? Or would you junk it?
College? Fuck it. College is stupid.
Wait,
It's a big
did
waste
you
of my
just
time.
say, is it worth it? Or
Or junk
Worth it, junk it. Worth it, junk it. Worth it?
college.
College? Okay. I
Fucking
did not.
junk that
So I didn't have
Oh,
one.
okay, college.
I
Good
didn't have one
topic.
today, but thanks, Ben, for bringing that up.
Yeah.
College. So the upside of college is I spent way too much money on education. You would say that's a con, but I went to, okay, so for full disclosure and background, I went to a Christian college. And
Which
that,
one?
we're not going to get into that. I went to a Christian
Was it
college.
local?
Sure.
Local
Okay.
to our area.
And it was honestly a very eye-opening experience.
Does it start with an O?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Because I partied at that old college.
Also,
that was kind of fun.
also yes.
They're kind of
Yeah.
wild. Them like
The party scene there was lit. Just to say,
Pastor's daughter.
I will say that. Okay, so going to a religious school, there are a lot of caveats and there's a lot of benefits. The benefits are
And politics.
it's a very
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
100%. There's a very tight knit community. Everyone's very friendly on the surface, but underneath that surface of piety and friendliness is very
Weirdness.
yeah.
clicky. I'm guessing
but
there's groups.
It's
and
super clicky.
Tribal or
it's
whatever.
very clicky. It's almost like
Yeah.
tribal mentality
Yeah,
because
right.
you have a lot of homeschooled people that went there, and like I'm not talking shit about homeschool people because I met a
not at
few
all.
that are very cool and very like
I
down
wish
to
I
earth.
was.
Yeah, sometimes you do.
I
right?
honestly met some of my best friends in the world at that school, and I had some out of this world amazing experiences. For like 3 of my 4 years, I followed this German guy around and did his homework, and he
9.
paid me money. And yeah, I speak German,
How
so
much
it was
did he
pretty
pay
sick. Like a hell of a time every time.
Remember that handy thing we talked about in the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes back full circle. now.
So it was.
A couple bucks.
I honestly
couple two
He
trade.
gave me a hand
I
once in a while.
thank him for a lot of stuff, but I also did a lot of stuff for him. But anyways, that aside, that school was okay. Education was good. I think the education was good. In my opinion, it was good. The experience overall, I would say, is good.
Forte.
I met some very interesting people, some very good people, but on the whole, I would say college.
Corporation H.
College. We did that last time.
H and I.
College, I think, right now in this period of time, especially when I was going, is a giant sham. It's just a way to get money out of you for zero benefit.
I think it really
So-
boils down to what you're going for.
Well,
like
okay.
if you're like a
Like,
fucking
hey,
doctor or
I
something,
started
sure.
college going
Maybe
for
even that.
theater. I was a theater major for the first 48 hours of my college experience, and then
48 hours.
listen.
You just realized because
So,
you
I
can
got
back
my-
out before you pay them.
I got my
Yeah.
itinerary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so before that final payment goes through, I got my
Yeah,
itinerary and I got my my syllabi and my schedules, and it's like you have 4 classes, and you have to pass every one of them, or you flunk the semester. I
I
said,
thought that was called syllables.
I said graphic design, so I went in for graphic design,
And now we're at Uranus Police Department.
and now I did not, for legal ramifications and allegedly.
he
What?
did not endorse that.
What? Anyways, on the whole, I think college is junket. I think that college in this current state of the world is a sham. I think that there are benefits, but you can basically do everything and more without a college education and just an internet connection nowadays.
Yeah.
Without that.
I like I said,
College
I think
is
it really
junking in
depends.
my
Yeah. What do
opinion.
you think, Caleb? What do you
Like,
think?
I guess it depends on what you're going for. Like on that, like sort of thing, I probably, I'd say college.
Don't get an art degree.
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
Unless it's an OnlyFans.
You're doing that anyway.
You
Is
can't
that
get a degree in
artistic enough
fucking
to get you a
pussy.
degree?
But I feel like if you're
sign
being
me
like
up.
a doctor or maybe a lawyer at some point,
So
maybe that would be what you would go.
Yeah, but how
law
many
and
kids are gonna do
medical,
it?
law and medical are good. Also, business
How many
is good
fail?
because a lot of businesses won't hire you unless you have like a history in administration or business degree or whatever.
Right.
It doesn't matter what degree it is. Whatever you get your bachelor's in, this is a lot of people don't know too.
Media is pretty good too.
Well,
I
yeah,
will say that.
a lot of people don't know this. You can get your bachelor's degree in factually anything and then get your
Marketing.
master's degree in anything else. So I went to school for art, full disclosure. I got a bachelor's degree in graphic design, and it's technically a bachelor's in sciences, which is better than the Bachelor of Arts because fuck art.
Well, you say that now, but back then.
No,
Pablo
no. I'm saying this full
Picasso,
like
not Escobar.
I believe this because
Dude, that was awesome.
the Bachelor of Science is way better than the Bachelor of Arts because people see Bachelor of
Right.
Arts and they're like, nah. But Bachelor of Science is like the top one. But if you get a bachelor's in arts or whatever, you can get a bachelor in culinary. You can go back and get a master's in business. You can get an MBA, and then you have holy shit, you have a bachelor's
of
in
doors
this.
open up.
right? And
big
all
digging
those
at that
doors
point.
that were previously
Yeah, for
closed
real,
are
though.
open. Do I want to do that? Kinda, but I also don't want to put myself further in debt.
Yeah,
Right.
the debt ceiling is crazy.
That's
So at
the
same
junket
time,
part.
You can do something you love, and you don't have to pay all that money,
yeah. I mean, and
and you don't have to junk.
Yeah, I
it.
know. Sucking dick is free.
I think if you're really like in your instance, Ben, like if you're looking to get into like the union or like mechanics
the
or a
trades?
trade
Yeah.
school,
Trades.
a trade school is going to be your better bet.
Yeah,
because you're going to pay
100%.
a fraction of what you would going to a college, and you're going to learn hands-on experience.
You don't even pay.
I'm not promoting this. This is not a promotion.
No.
I'm just saying it's the smarter choice.
Every
if
side
you're doing
has its upside and every
Yeah,
side has
there's
its downside. It
I
depends on what
hated-
path you want to take.
I absolutely hated those teachers. You'll never have a job looking out a window. Well, I'm making triple the amount you are.
You are,
and
right.
I look out a window.
teachers can
All
be
the
real
time.
assholes as you
Driving
grow
a
up.
semi.
I
They won't
factually,
believe in
my
you,
back is
they'll
to the window
fucking-
and I hate it.
It's funny when you get these guys that are chemically hauling stuff for a semi, and they're making
it's
hundreds
not-
of thousands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah, but
guess
that
what?
job's
All I do
fucking
is
hard.
It's
Yeah,
very
it can
hard.
be.
It's
It can
And
be.
demanding.
dangerous.
It takes a toll on your body for
People
sure.
go to college for jobs that aren't demanding.
Right. But it's
and
like
then they end up working at a
Jobs that are
Culver's.
demanding.
No,
Yeah.
Culver's or
Well,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
right out of
don't,
college.
I don't like that comparison because there was a guy in my college that said, he goes, "Oh, you're going to college for art. I'm glad. Hopefully that degree works well for you when you're working at McDonald's after you graduate." And it's like,
I heard
damn,
that shit too, man.
it's yeah. I mean,
It's a joke. It's haha, fuck
it's,
you. But
it's joke, but
that
like
fucking
if you
dipshit who
excel
said
in what
that?
you do, and you're good at what you do, then you're fine.
no.
If you're one of those typical college kids
Yeah.
that just went to college to drink and I'm
Yeah.
going for art,
I'm going.
and you just end up
Is he fucking bust your ass here?
stop.
I
I'm
actually
saying
went
the
for art.
opposite.
Hey,
If
Bo.
you
Also
go
to get
for
fired
art,
If you
up.
didn't give
Boats.
a shit.
and
you think maybe one of those college kids has your jug of wine.
bro.
Drink a wine later.
I know.
We're not talking about a jug of wine. We'll talk about that later.
or is one of those college kids working at the White Castles?
I
and
know
I'll see him in
exactly
2
who
hours.
took my jug of wine.
We're not.
I found out.
Was it a Carlo?
Did you
Rossi?
really?
I did.
Was
I
it?
Next
found
episode,
out.
everybody.
Was it Carlo Rossi?
It
Yeah,
was.
was
It was Color Rossi.
Right on,
It was
man.
Blush. I found out who took it. I
That
found
big
out who
gallon.
took it.
he was
Yeah.
red in the face.
It was over the shoulder, and I had perforated the holes in the lid, and I was sipping all night. And then one night I set it, and then I set it down, and then it disappeared.
And then-
the joke between Mario, Caleb, and I, because it was at their house, is that who fucking took my wine? And I never found it to this day, but I actually recently discovered who actually took my
The
wine.
college kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't.
We'll go back. We'll go back.
Well,
into
yeah,
the
we'll
story the
come
next
back to
episode.
it. When it
So-
comes back to the worth it or junket on college, though, I've already said my bit in one of the
Worth it or
episodes.
junk it with the wine gallon.
Junk that shit.
Junk
I want
the
that wine
fucking-
back.
Yeah,
I want my $20.
yeah.
Was it
But-
20?
Yeah, back then that was like $19.99.
Oh.
But for
That's
me,
expensive.
you guys can already hear my take on that. I think college is worth it if you bust your ass and put some fucking effort in. Like you said, if a bunch of kids go to fucking school and don't do shit and just party and, oh, this is just a prime
I mean,
of my
I would
life.
be that.
Yeah,
But I know I'm going to end up in the trade.
But that's
so
why, yeah, that's why you didn't go.
Everything
that's
is
why
perspective.
you chased
I
a
didn't
fucking.
want my
you chased-
parents to pay for me to party.
You'd
I
rather
couldn't-
chase a good paying job and a fucking, lifelong experience over fucking spending or wasting years behind a book. And a lot of people get that.
I mean,
but
I've done that too.
You know
but
what? I'm
not behind a
torn.
book.
I can't even. I'm like wonk it because like It's
Wonk
half worth it,
Wonk
half
it?
junk it, dude.
That's
like
wonky.
that's wonky as
So-
fuck.
so
but like
it-
you
it-
guys know my story. I
depends
went
on perspective.
and did a bunch of shit.
So you went to college, kinda. You went to almost like a trade school.
no, I did, and then I did more college.
Tech
Right.
school.
I went to a tech school,
And junior
graduated
college.
with a lot of diplomas and other fucking certificates and diplomas and everything. But everything else, and then after that, I kept pursuing. I went to a community college.
Right.
I went to
Which is awesome.
Right. That's why I'm saying like I didn't give a shit in high school, but I applied myself and I gave a fuck the whole way through. So that's on you.
I screwed myself my freshman year in college because instead of going to a community college, I went straight into a 4-year university.
That's hard. That's a lot of
And
fucking money.
It was a
It's
lot
not
of
screwing yourself.
It was a lot of debt at
Yeah,
first,
it's-
and
if-
I will say that I'm still glad that I did it.
If
It
you
was
put
worth
it
the
to work, it's
experience.
worth it.
yeah. If you
And
put it
I'm
right,
using
yeah.
my degree. I use it every day. So it's worth it in that sense for me because I actually am using the skills that I learned. The problem was that the curriculum of the school that I went to was like stuff that I basically already knew.
Right.
So like a lot of the stuff I learned, quote unquote, air quotes, is stuff that I already knew. The biggest benefit were the connections that I made
Yes.
there while I was there.
That is
Yes.
critical.
Networking in
Networking
life
is huge.
Yeah.
Networking is pivotal.
It's a lot of who you
it'll
know.
change it'll change your fucking life.
It doesn't
the
matter
people
what
that you know.
It never
And-
matters what you know.
I don't know if
You
it
know.
does. It might.
I mean,
fucking
a
when
little
your
bit.
life's
Like
on the line,
like
you gotta connect some high
12% what
voltage
you know,
shit.
I'm
and
just
like
gonna
the rest
guess.
who you know.
Hope for the best.
So-
if it's my time, it's my time.
So in overall,
I would say worth it, but it's all perspective based.
Yeah.
For some people, it might not be worth
I
it.
say junk it. High school was junk it for me.
High
I
school
didn't
was
care.
trash.
High school was junket.
I was bullied in high school. Full
I-
disclosure.
Yeah, same dude. Like
Fuck
we
that
all
shit.
caught some shit from assholes, and like I think
I
fucking
was really
junk.
neutral in high school.
Education is important.
You're right.
It's all perspective.
Yeah.
I might
So
have
I
been
think
bullied.
college was worth it because I
I
used
am-
my degree
yeah,
every
I'm
day.
not
Right.
choosing either side. I'm right down the middle.
yeah,
I'd
I'm
probably-
with Mario on this one. I'm half and half.
I'd probably punch him in the Jimmy John's parking lot at 3:30 after school. Don't bully me.
All right, what's
chill.
our next worth it or junk it?
I'm
subject?
talking about
JB
yeah.
Wald. Let's go. If you hate somebody so much and you do an oil change for him,
JB
Weld
Weld, that
shit.
fucking drain plug. yes,
my
worth it or
God.
junk
Worth
it on
it.
JB Weld. What are we
Worth it.
talking about? JB Weld worth. Wait, what? Worth it every
Yeah.
fucking time.
I love
I
JB
think-
I'm
Weld.
junking it if I see JB Weld on some shit.
I love JB
All
Weld.
right.
And there's so many
fixed-
different applications of JB Weld.
Yeah.
Like there's different forms of the JB Weld. It's not just
I like that good shit.
The
The
OG.
original, the OG.
The OG
right?
shit that'll stink up your
OG
house like a
right.
skunk.
the
I
stick of
fixed.
shit. You gotta fucking
Yeah, the
No,
20.
I fixed a four-wheeler
I like the
gas
mixer,
tank.
the mixed stuff. The mixed
I
stuff.
stretched a water balloon over it and I JB welded the fuck out of it and it fixed it. No more gas leak. Just nothing can penetrate
yeah.
JB Weld other than
A fucking.
an actual welder.
I think it is one of the greatest inventions. I can't believe it's like not something that is actually talked about more. Because I
I'm
don't.
worth it.
I'm worth it all day. I've used it, like you said. You fucking fix a gas tank. I've seen people fix crack blocks or from the freeze plug. Freeze plug is popping out or fucking cracked.
I JB welded the case on my three-wheeler.
I fixed the computer motherboard with JB Weld.
Yeah, dude. Like
So it's mechanical and
electrical. It could be. Well, you got to use it in the right applications. Remember, JB Weld is good under compression
Just use it everywhere.
or under low tension
It
because
did
if you
get
try
really
to pull
hot
it
in that
apart,
spot, though.
well, I mean, you're adding a lot of goo to fucking something that
Right.
shouldn't be gooed up.
less goo, more JB.
Less JB, more Weld.
I think it's fucking critical when you are in a bind, man. But as long as it's something's not being pulled apart and it's not like high pressure, you're gonna be fine. If you gotta fucking go on the road, right? If you gotta put that bitch in service within the next 12 hours, it will probably get you there somewhat. If you gotta fucking like, I don't know, a high pressure pump, I don't think that's
So-
junking in that. Don't, dude, just replace your fucking pump.
No.
As a brand,
No, you're gonna
Come
fucking
on,
try to
man.
janky this
It's
shit.
worth it.
No,
as a brand,
you're gonna fucking-
I don't want to fully like.
You know me.
He's fixing fiber cables with JB Weld out here,
No,
people, and
not-
you wonder
no,
why
I
your
am-
internet goes down.
On record, I am not doing that.
I don't want to go down this rabbit hole of like fully endorsing a brand because
But I will
we're not
Or-
getting paid
call
for
it epoxy.
advertisement.
Right? We're not paid.
So we're not specifically talking about JB Weld,
It's like an epoxy.
the
mix.
brand. We're talking
Yeah.
about the product.
JB
so,
Weld your wheel to your
so
car.
an epoxy
them,
product that you can seal well, like clothes or glue.
Yeah.
Basically, it's industrial strength glue.
Yeah.
If you got a
So-
girl that cheats, JB Welder.
So I like to go back into that. I prefer JB Weld's super glue not an advertisement,
JB Weld Super Glue is pretty
because the super weld, which is like super
break it
glue
apart
that's in
when you're
a thing, I can use it. I used it to fix my computer case like 7 times.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So so in the
It's very
application,
versatile.
It's very
So
very versatile.
depending
JB
on
Weld is not
application.
just for mechanics; it's for
Anybody.
computer guys.
Everybody.
Yeah. And if you listeners don't know what JB Weld is, just look it up. If you think about getting Gorilla Glue sometimes, just
Also,
consider JB
I
Weld.
do like Gorilla Glue.
Gorilla,
I like
I
Gorilla
don't
Glue.
like Gorilla Glue because it expands the way that, and if you're not knowing your first time using it, it'll
Yeah.
expand and foam.
It's like
and if
great
you're not
stuff.
compensating
it'll
for
bubble.
that,
Yeah, it
yeah,
bubbles.
if you
It
don't
gets hot.
compensate
It
for
gets
that,
hot.
but if you don't compensate for that, what you're gluing is fucked forever.
Yeah, but just saying it.
Yeah. Just saying. No,
I've
you're right,
Gorilla
though.
Glued my
It
debit
can
card.
glue-
I'm not gonna lie.
like a glue, if you don't know, because Loctite makes a glue, or you can talk
Loctite
about
has
any
great
of those
glue.
brands. So like, Loctite will be a good
And a
one,
nice
probably in a
squeeze ball.
different. Yeah, in a different, and we're talking about different strengths and stuff. But JB Weld is in the sense of epoxy, a mixable epoxy you can just combine in, a cup or on some cardboard. And you know what? You got a fucking broken frame, not a frame, like a picture frame. That's what I'm talking.
Yeah,
or your computer
glasses
case.
frame.
Yeah,
you
you
got
gotta-
a fuel tank
you
that
gotta-
doesn't have pressure in it. You got fucking. Have you used JB Weld?
Very,
I feel like
very
we've used.
seldomly.
You gotta
I feel
be
like
careful.
We've used it on like.
Oh, he's a good mechanic.
You got to be careful.
Yeah, but he
You got to be
doesn't-
careful
I mean,
what
I mean,
plastic.
I've
So-
seen it used. I've
It'll
never
melt
had to
plastic.
use it.
It will.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can.
You got to be careful
It's
what kind of
chemical
plastic
reaction.
because
shit.
It's a
I
chemical
think
reaction.
that JB Weld is rated for polyurethane. It's related
It's a
or
plastic for plastic.
What kind of poly?
It's
though?
related.
right,
It's,
it's
it's rated
different.
for one specific type of plastic because other plastics it'll melt.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
But now
But
you got a bubble blow.
you should know your application, and if you like anybody who
Just use JB Weld. It's
Use
fine.
common sense.
anybody who is using a chemical, always test it in a spot. Speaking of cheers, can you Bush lie to me? I'm
Damn, it's 8:40.
There is no time here.
Why?
We're just doing our deal. So,
Yeah.
okay, JB Weld, worth it. Worth it
Worth
all
it.
day. Caleb,
Emissions?
I don't-
you got to use it more.
Yeah,
I
I'd
would
have
say
to use
worth
it
it.
more. In most applications, I'd say probably worth it, but
Worth it.
obviously I've not used it much.
Worth it. Both are
Ben,
100% worth it.
Ben, what's our
Worth
last?
it.
What's our last worth it or junk it?
We
Worth
got
it.
emissions and emission control.
Oh fuck you!
Fucking
Get out of here.
junk.
We're done. I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'm ready to leave too.
So hey, I have a
Just like
question.
emissions,
'Cause-
I'm ready to
so
leave.
Why do
Get
I need
outta
to put
here.
DEF in my truck
Yes.
to get it to run normal?
Right.
Do we technically qualify for that because we're not required to do emissions where we live?
But it depends
Well,
on the application.
people
because-
Let's
don't know
just do
that.
the Chicagoland area.
In the Midwest, upper
Okay.
Yeah.
city-like areas,
Junk
Milwaukee,
it.
Chicago.
Fuck the environment.
Junk it.
We're talking
100%.
I'm just
about
kidding.
Lansing, Michigan area to
I don't
Detroit,
like.
Columbus, Ohio.
I will
Dude,
say
they all
right
got it.
now, I do not like being at work, standing behind a truck that's running, and all I smell is ammonia,
the urea.
urea, yeah, horse piss.
And people who
Urethra.
don't drive diesels, or maybe anybody who has no idea,
you don't even
the-
have to drive a diesel.
The
You can
modern day,
smell it.
you can smell it. The modern day diesel needs another. So when you fill like your gas tank, you have to fill another tank, and it's called DEF. You'll probably see these little
Diesel
blue
exhaust
jugs,
fluid.
diesel exhaust fluid. We call it in the like professional
Blue
world
DEF.
urea. Caleb, you've seen this shit all day now. So
Shit's
like,
trash.
it's junk. It's fucking cat piss. We call it cat piss. It smells like
Horse
cat
piss.
piss. Oh yeah, any kind of piss in an animal variant.
It just
that's
smells
what
like
is.
tink.
I just.
And nobody wants to smell tink.
But it's
all
not
day.
just that. It's every
Fecal.
emissions related component. As people, Dave's Auto Repair, I love these guys who talk about it. For very long working professionals who are like, take a hose and plug it in your ass and then start huffing and sucking it down because that's what emissions are. You're just
Pretty
eating
much.
your own shit
Right.
over and over. And one of y'all said it earlier that was like, how many times can you eat your own shit before you get sick?
Tell me why a cow can fart, but my diesel can't breathe. I don't know.
That's a good one.
Cow has like
and then
4 stomachs.
And
I
then
know.
when you're
Diesel's got to haul a cow. You ain't gonna haul a cow with a gasser. I'm sorry.
and when your DPF fails,
Oh yeah.
it is
Oh,
an
yeah.
extreme amount of money to now you got to fix it.
To fix
Not
the
even an
emissions
extreme amount of
components.
money. It's all the shit your motor is coughing out now.
Yeah.
While you're driving in limp mode,
We will see
you're coughing out
rings
chunks of black
rings
smoke.
of carbon black. We're talking it's a 1 inch like EGR line. You're talking not a 1 inch, it's probably 2 inches. And that motherfucker comes down to like a clogged artery and a fat American. That motherfucker's got a fucking
Right here.
little bit of a goddamn hole, and you wonder why the fucking thing ain't breathing right.
You want me shitting down the street? No.
Yes.
You do not.
And you know, everybody who's listening right now, why does no military piece of equipment have emissions on it?
Because they don't need it.
They don't give a shit about the environment.
Right. I mean, and that's coming from
'Cause
government vehicles.
That's more money and that's more
You know,
restrictions.
quick question then. Let's go back to earlier.
Why don't we look at other countries?
Did the postal cars, did any of the postal vehicles have emissions?
They were all gas.
They were all gas, but no EGR, right?
Oh, 2 sensors.
O2 sensor, but no EGR.
No.
And EGR, for people that don't understand, that don't know, the lingo is exhaust gas recirculation. So that means from your exhaust pipe, a tube comes back up and sucks about half to like a
little
third.
vacuum line.
Yeah, it's a little pump that like sucks up all the shit from the exhaust, about a half to a third of it, and then breathes it back into the intake. Put a hose up your ass and start breathing back in your shit.
Right.
And then like you can breathe it, but for how long and how efficient? Like try to run like that. Just think about
doesn't
Garbage.
I am so anti-emission. The engineering and the efficiency of everything that has come out lately has almost nullified.
Electric vehicles.
Well, dude, electric vehicles, that's a different,
I don't want to get on that.
Yeah.
I don't either. But save it
Like
for
a-
episode 10.
It's coming up, everybody.
Motherfucker.
Episode 10. We're talking.
We're not even at
Foreshadowing, foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I guess so.
Of course. Just like me being on episode 10.
Yeah. Oh,
And we're going to have another special guest.
oh, maybe.
Most likely.
We're gonna drag a guy on. We gotta drag him on.
Yeah. For episode 10. Power plant worker.
Well. Shh.
Just saying.
We'll see.
All right, so emissions, worth it or junk it?
Junk, absolutely
Junk.
Yeah.
Well, why junk it?
Because
I get the application and I see what they
sucks
want to
trash.
do.
Cow farts are bad. That's why we
get,
junk it.
I get the application and what they want to do, and I understand that. But that technology is so bad.
I can breathe with diesel
It needs
fumes
to
in
get
my
better
face.
for sure.
I cannot breathe when my international MV series goes into regen.
Injury, John.
And then if
Because all I'm breathing is ammonia.
God forbid you parked your truck and if it's a grass burner and
My
if you-
truck runs all day.
and
A
if you
grass
don't if
burner?
you don't know what a grass burner is when the exhaust dumps straight onto the ground.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because you guys see semis going down the road and pipes are sticking up and they're kind of loud. The grass burner is the pipes is you don't see pipes, they're just on the ground.
And
right?
it smells
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
bad. And it
It's
hurts
so-
your
right.
nose. It
And
burns your
it
eyes.
burns your fucking eyes
Yeah.
and
Yep.
it makes you fucking itchy.
Tell me how that's better.
And then
it
the
ain't.
reason they call it a grass burner is because when it starts, when you just leave it running, or if it force regens, you're putting out what 1,000 degrees. You've overheated everything, and now you're burning whatever.
Right.
And that's
You
how you
just-
start grass. That's grass
So-
fires.
Grass
grass
fires,
burner.
you grass burner.
Not even
that's where
that.
it
You
comes.
just bake the exhaust and think that it's not in the atmosphere.
Yeah,
on.
as if more heat is a benefit.
Just let it
and
burn.
You know what? This is a good point. If you chemists or engineers do know this and are listening, maybe, and you guys do believe in this system, leave it in the comments. Explain to us
Please
how
do.
we are. Yeah, please explain to
Don't
us
be a
how
turd.
we're.
I'd like
Let
to
us
learn
know how
more.
we're wrong.
Yeah, like because in my eyes, I think the efficiency has been squeezed out of every fucking chemical micron of fuel that we have been. That means every gallon of gasoline will be stretched as far as I can, but
So-
then just let it go into the atmosphere
Right.
as if plants and the nature won't recycle that.
Now I'm burning more diesel.
Yeah.
And I have to burn another
A couple.
synthetic.
Yeah, where does urea?
Fluid.
I don't even know where urea comes
Horse
from,
piss.
or how it gets made. What if that whole system and whole thing to get that bullshit DEF into that jug is twice as unhealthy for the environment?
I want
Just like
nothing to do with
E85.
that.
Also, people, if you don't understand, E85 is kind of bad to make. You have to use so much water, corn, like you have to use diesel to make diesel.
But it makes my car faster.
It makes it faster, but
To an
it would be
extent.
great in
At the
small
sacrifice of lesser
applications.
efficiency, though.
Yeah,
It's not as efficient.
It sucks
Right.
down E85.
Let's
right?
burn corn. Why don't you just go and burn, like,
fucking corn stalks. I don't know.
Not even that. The
So-
old
Well,
fucking
that's called
vegetable
wood
oil.
gas.
I think that officially I have to abstain because I don't know enough about the
I mean, neither
topic
do I, but I don't
to
like
say
emissions.
junk it. I think the technology needs to for sure be revisited. So I guess in that thread, then junk it. But other than that, like I can't in full confidence say one way or the other because I'll get fucking blasted for this guy doesn't know shit because I don't know anything.
I mean, I don't know. Every
I'd be
level
happy
of
to
it.
research it and chat with you all after.
And I have like one other point on top of just being
I
grass
work
burning.
around it.
Grass burning. If you've ever seen a truck force regen on concrete asphalt, you literally start melting the road, the concrete,
Oh,
whatever
the
it's on.
asphalt- the asphalt
it
will
literally
bubble.
fucking bubbles because
Yeah.
it gets so goddamn hot. And
I've
that
never
doesn't
seen-
seem like that's a good idea. Like,
Yeah, I don't like
why
that.
would
I've
you
never
wanna do
seen
that?
a truck sit there with a black cloud, but when they start their automatic regen, there's a big old white cloud.
We
that-
go huge white
Yeah,
cloud.
it's disgusting.
If you people, you listeners and viewers, you might have been in traffic and then you look over and this truck it looks like it's burning down. And there you guys are moving a mile an hour, 2 mile an hour in traffic. That truck is trying to work its ass off to not burn down while trying to fix the fucking planet. This thing looks like it's a cloud of smoke fucking on anyways.
Like
I
brake
am-
rollers on fire.
I'm a big fan of junket on the emissions level to the degree we've gone. If we had a little bit of it, it makes sense. I get it. We're good. Well, I'm here for the environment.
Look at
But
every
I'm
other
also-
country.
But I'm also here for making shit run as lean as possible. And every manufacturer has tried to do that. Guess what the biggest downfall of that is? Heat.
Yeah.
Let's just manage that. Let's contain it.
You're on lean, you blow up.
I don't know. And leave it in the comments. Please come into the YouTube. Anywhere else you might see it, just let us know. Because
So,
right
we're
now,
here for
junk
it.
it.
So,
Junk it.
junket, is that an overall?
For me,
With-
emissions,
for
junk
lack,
it.
for
Yeah.
lack of experience and knowledge.
Yeah, I think for lack of knowing, junk it. But like,
Run an old Holly 4-barrel, you'll be fine.
I actually have a Holly 4-barrel,
yeah.
and I am fine.
And
Yeah.
it's junk.
It's fucking leaky.
And it-
Yeah, that Holly's
it
fucking
might be leaky,
junk.
but it runs good.
Yeah, it runs all right.
It runs
So
great.
Ben, so everything you've done up until now, and then what you're doing now,
Yeah.
is it worth it for you?
Yeah,
Or
man.
do you love it? Do you
Yeah,
hate
we-
it?
yeah.
I think
Where
we
I'm at
established
right
that.
now, I love it.
Do you like? Okay, so you've been in, you've been in the mechanic world.
He's been.
You've been in.
Yeah.
He's been.
Do you
But
like?
tis.
Are you a fan? Or do you like the mechanic world, or do you hate the mechanic world?
You know what? I could never imagine myself in an office because I would go absolutely stir crazy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
I like
sir.
being
Yes,
outside,
sir.
working with my hands.
Harumph.
And with my trade, you have construction and you have making shit work. I prefer the construction aspect 100%.
Different every day, right? New
Yeah,
kinda
different
deal.
every day. I'm working with my hands. I'm busting my ass, and it's great. I love it.
In your aspect too, you get to physically see something come up and like, holy shit, I just did all of that. Me and our
100%.
crew, we
And
just
they-
did this.
They also get that in the other side, but at the same time, you're the groundbreaker. You're doing this to make that happen, and I love it.
I think it means a lot, man.
I'd rather work with my hands than work with my brain. But you're also using your brain when you're working with your hands.
I was
so
like,
on that
you
note-
can't say that.
On that note,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
man.
I can do my job being street smart.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man.
So yeah, man. Thanks for coming.
That's awesome. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for
Dan,
having
yeah,
me, man.
absolutely. Thanks,
I know
man.
we picked your brain.
I love it.
I want to talk to you more about all this shit because there's probably so much more we didn't even touch on.
Being on this podcast was worth it.
Junk this,
appreciate it.
junk this guy.
I'm not
Fuck
going
this
to junk
guy.
it.
Junk 'em.
When I go to leave,
yeah.
I might junk it.
Thank you so much. Thank you to our listeners. Yeah, dude. No,
It's
seriously.
Thank you guys for
dude,
having me.
it's
You
been
guys,
a
man,
wonderful
fuck-
time, man. Like this
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
It's
eye-opening. Yeah,
And I feel
absolutely.
the same.
I fucking.
It's been a good time.
Appreciate it.
You
A
learn so
lot,
much
really
about
do.
this world. I had no idea, and like the linemen to even a union gig getting into it. So
Stay tuned for episode 10.
Oh my god.
foreshadowing.
We might have a
Foreshadowing.
power plant worker
fucking
with
guy.
a lineman,
Here we go.
and that'll
guys.
get into a lot more.
Please leave any comments down below if you guys have questions, comments. Please, we want to hear, read,
What do you wanna see?
Yeah, everything.
What do you
please.
not want to see?
Right.
And then if you guys have like later any questions or like, hey Ben, what's the best way of getting into the union?
Yeah.
Let us know because we can always get a hold of Ben and be like, hey man, what was the
Yeah.
best way
Yeah.
to do this? You
Yeah.
know, and it
When are
might
you
not
hiring?
be where we're at.
yeah.
Not
Not
now.
now.
You
Get
know,
the fuck away from me.
We're
Right,
not
and
doing so good right now.
It might
staying
not
steady.
be where we're at, obviously, because Central Midwest, but even getting your foot in the door somewhere is better than
Ben, yeah.
Hand jobs.
Getting your hand in
I'm
the
accepting.
job.
Handies.
Hand in the job. Well, with that, man, do you have any other last bit or anything? If not, let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm ready to fucking go.
all right.
Just-
Fuck yeah.
If we
dude.
take any longer, I'm going to flip this table. Anyways,
and that-
guys, enjoy what you're doing and give it your all. If you don't, you're kind of a pussy.
Do you want to take it away, Bochar? Or you want me to take away after he's done?
I'll take it.
Take
Thanks
it.
for coming, Ben. Thanks for being out
Thank you
here
guys
and
for
being
having
cool
me.
and having a good time with us. We're having a great time. Had a great time. It's a great time. We're a great time. We're technically broken. I'm Botar. My socials are Instagrams at Botar B0TAR. I have one for my Crown Vic, but I'll share that at a later date. And then, so it's that, Snapchat, whatever.
Botar
Thank
Designs,
you.
Botar Designs.
Oh, at Botar Designs. It's my graphic design. Hit me up. I'll get you stickers or some shit. I'll give you a discount.
Yeah.
You want a
All right.
discount? Fuck you. I'll give you a discount. Anyways.
I hope
thanks
I get a freebie.
You might. You might get a free one.
I was
Free
on the
hand.
show.
Free
Thank
hand.
you for coming out, and I'll pass it to Mario.
What's up? Hey, everybody. Thank
everybody.
you guys for coming and checking out episode 5. I really appreciate y'all. Please leave some comments, some questions.
Rate us 5
concerns.
stars. I keep forgetting to
Yeah.
say that shit.
Rate us
Rate
5
us 5 stars.
Yeah. I usually don't plug stuff like subscribe, hit that like button,
Hit
check
it.
it out. Yeah. And when it comes to this stuff, I do love this a lot. When it comes to my other stuff, whatever. But please hit that like button, subscribe, check us out, leave some comments, talk to us. We're here. We want to make a discussion. We want to talk to everybody. So, because more knowledge is more power, and that's important to me.
Arguments are fun too.
And arguments can be fun if they go progressively, and after a fist fight, we can all
Knowledgeably.
yeah, and after a fist fight, we can all come together. But everybody, I am Whole Baked Cookie. You can find me on TikTok and YouTube. I believe my Snapchat is the same. I usually don't link it, but I'm gonna plug it now.
The
So
YouTube's a shit.
Whole
Follow
Baked-
us YouTube.
yeah, Whole Baked Cookie. I have a lot of content, and with that, thank you to Ben. I appreciate it, dude.
Hey,
Thank you.
pass it
And-
to Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb, dude.
All right,
I'll
guys.
go
Yeah.
last.
Guys, we can't say enough. Like, we appreciate you guys for actually, tuning in, listening, watching. This has been a pretty wild experience for only being on the 5th episode. Like, this is
Fucking sick.
dude, this is
Blast
crazy.
me.
And
a guest.
you guys will probably see. I mean, you've probably seen this episode. We've been trying to upgrade the podcast.
Yeah.
we've been trying to make this a more
We'll talk
streamlined.
about that next
experience.
episode.
Yeah. More streamlined experience. Make it better for you guys to enjoy our content.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
it's because we like trying to make it the best we can.
Yes.
So
for you guys, it's
so we
we're here
appreciate
for-
you guys. Without you guys, I mean, watching. There's nothing. What are we doing this for?
or listening.
Yeah, right.
listening.
Or listening. Yeah. So I'm.
We're on Spotify.
So without further ado, I'm Caleb the Hunted. Caleb, you guys can find me on obviously Snapchat, but I'm not gonna put that on there. But man, that's for me.
Yeah, send the other
X,
socials, man.
formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, I'm on
Twitch.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, a little bit of YouTube, TikTok. You can find me pretty much everywhere. And to you, Ben, thank you for being on here. Man, this has been a
With
great
all due
time.
respect, thank you guys for having me on Technically Broken.
I thought he was going to insult us.
He's
I mean,
leaving.
fuck all y'all, but I'm gonna break shit on my way out.
Is that fair enough? We're broken
Thank you.
anyways.
Mario,
Yeah.
thank you. Caleb,
Ben, it's been a pleasure.
thank you.
Yeah.
Have a
We're
good
outta
one.
With all
here,
due
folks.
respect, fuck all y'all.
Yeah, let's get out of here. See
All
y'all.
right, thank you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Good night.